So let's check it out. Ta-da! 12.8 thousand already. We will be reaching 15K in significantly less than the time that it took Ethan Klein to lose it during his poker event last week. Fantastic. And as a reward, once we reach 15K, as I said, I will play the new intro again. So you better get donating now. What else did I have to talk about today? I made a list on my phone because I'm an old man and I use it like a notepad. I guess an old man would use a pen and paper, actually, so I'm incorrect.
Kill confirmed. Let him have it, Black Ops.
A lot of the things that I wanted to talk about are real serious things. How many days do I have? You need this for? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, okay, let's talk about serious things. Or should I talk about Ethan Klein Cuckoo compilation? I don't know. I don't really want to have like a video just about Ethan Klein talking about shit. But like these guys have compiled so many Ethan Klein Cuckoo videos that, I don't know, maybe I can. But I also, like, I need a compilation before I do it. So maybe I'll save this another time and one of these fucking losers makes a compilation of Ethan Klein talking about poop.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
Okay, I'll skip the Ethan Klein poop segment for now. So, this week, the UN released a report. Yep, a UN report. You know, the thing that the Israelis for themselves, they point to like a UN report which they completely mischaracterize as proof of there being Hamas mass rape. And then you read the actual report and it's based on nothing but bullshit Israeli testimonies. Explicitly says that its conclusions are limited because it can't, its real investigation was impeded and not allowed by the Israeli government. And who's the person who authored it explicitly said it did not prove that there was any systematic sexual violence on October 7th. Well, we have a UN report.
Throwing tactical.
Specifically now about Israeli sexual violence, which very much claims that it is systemic. Funny how the table turns, isn't it? Well, it looks like since there's a UN report, that means it's true. So let's read. The Commission examines Israel's widespread destruction of Gaza and the disproportionate violence against women and children. You see, Israel disproportionately targets women and children. That's a fact. The UN said so. Including the targeting of residential buildings and the indiscriminate use of heavy explosives in densely populated areas. That's bad, isn't it? Donate to UNRWA so they can help the victims of this. It describes the destruction of Palestinians through reproductive violence and harm resulting from the Israeli security forces' deliberate attacks on sexual and reproductive healthcare facilities and the collapsed healthcare infrastructure in Gaza. The Commission also examines the sharp increase in sexual and gender-based violence perpetrated by members of the Israeli security forces and settlers online and in person across the occupied Palestinian territory, including rape and other forms of sexual violence. It also examines how sexual and gender-based violence has taken different forms when committed against male and female members of the Palestinian community in order to dominate, oppress, and destroy the Palestinian people in whole or in part. This is what that specific language means at the end there, in whole or in part. That is language from the Genocide Convention. That means that this report is specifically saying that Israel is weaponizing sexual and gender-based violence as part of a genocide against Palestinians. Very specific language there that comes straight from the Genocide Convention. Destroy the Palestinian people in whole or in part. Note the language in the Genocide Convention here. In the present convention, genocide means any of the following acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part. That is what that language is specifically for, to make a reference to the Genocide Convention.
Totally.
Interesting. Let's see if it uses the word genocide. It does.
I see you.
It indeed does.
Come on, you're losing this fight.
It actually argues that the systematic use of sexual violence by Israel should be a part of the case, or is a case rather, is a part of the case issued in the ICJ against Israel by South Africa.
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
It accuses Israel of intentionally destroying reproductive healthcare facilities, which is a genocidal act, it says, under the Rome Statute and the Genocide Convention. The Commission concludes that the institutional sexual violence by the IDF caused serious bodily harm and mental harm to members of the group and deliberately inflicted conditions of life that were calculated to bring about the physical destruction of Palestinians in Gaza as a group in whole or in part, which are categories of genocidal acts in the Rome Statute and the Genocide Convention. Can you see the difference in this and like the supposed October 7th mass rape report? The October 7th mass rape report was like a chaperone trip by the Israelis where one person interviewed a bunch of hand-picked witnesses put forth by the Israelis who had nothing but testimonies based on their say-so with no corroborating evidence whatsoever. And her conclusions were like, maybe one rape happened if what this one witness says so was true. The others lied though. And now we have this, like an actual real independent UN investigation coming to incredibly strong conclusions, way stronger than that bullshit, outright stating that Israel is weaponizing sexual and gender-based violence against Palestinians in no uncertain terms as part of a genocide. That is what this is saying. The Commission documented numerous incidents in which members of the Israeli security forces systematically targeted and subjected Palestinians to sexual and gender-based violence online and in person since October 7th, including through forced public nudity, forced public stripping, sexual harassment, and sexualized torture and abuse.
Incoming lethal.
Based on victims' and witnesses' testimonies and verified video footage and photos. You notice how there's actual video and photo evidence, not just random hand-picked witnesses by the Israeli state saying so. By the way, Noah Samson completely endorses me in everything I have ever and will ever say. Sexual acts were carried out by force. Including while the victim was subjected to violence, intimidation, and other forms of duress in inherently coercive circumstances due to the armed conflict in the presence of armed Israeli soldiers.
Got contact.
You've never tangled with a turtle before.
a large part of this is about stripping, which is already obviously a sexual crime. Forced stripping and forcing people to dance and shit like that.
I'll be back.
Male detainees were subjected to attacks targeting their sexual and reproductive organs, including violence through their genitals, anus, and rectum, and were forced to perform humiliating and strenuous acts, naked or stripped, as a form of punishment or intimidation to extract information.
You've fallen behind.
Male detainees were subjected to rape, which amounts to a war crime and a crime against humanity. Such violence, causing severe physical and mental suffering, also amounts to torture. The Commission also notes that physical attack on reproductive organs can have long-term effects on the victim's sexuality and reproductive prospects.
Come get supplies. Enemy field up here.
Let's talk about settlers, which is every Israeli, by the way. Settlers have resorted to sexual violence as a tool to instill fear, humiliate and punish Palestinian families and communities and force them to leave their homes and land. The Commission concludes that Palestinian civilians were subjected to sexual and gender-based violence by settlers, including forced public nudity, threats of rape and torture, and cruel and inhumane treatment in relation to sexual and reproductive organs. In a case documented by the Commission, IDF soldiers and armed settlers severely degraded, humiliated, and attacked two male human rights defenders and a Bedouin man. One of the victims was also sexually assaulted. Classic Israel moment. The Commission documented a pattern of sexual violence, including cases of rape and other forms of violence, torture, and other inhumane acts that amount to war crimes and crimes against humanity. You notice the drastic difference between this and what the Israelis say, what the Zionists say is proof of October 7th mass rape. There's fucking nothing compared to this. It's insane. The Commission found that all of its documented incidents of sexual and gender-based violence committed by members of the IDF were met with impunity. So this is why they absolutely must be extradited immediately and sent to the Hague.
Damn it, we've lost the lead.
Enemy shooter.
Lead dart. Crimson's on their heels. Hit them hard.
Let's see what they mention about videos. In at least 2 cases documented by the Commission,
CIA's a
victims
bunch of
needed medical treatment and/or surgery due to the injuries caused by rape. In one case, a detained Palestinian man was raped after he was transferred from Ofer prison to Sede TMNT detention facility. According to an indictment submitted to an Israeli military court, the man was physically abused by 5 soldiers during a search at Sede TMNT prison. The man, including the commander of the team, kicked the victim and hit him with a baton and tasered him in the head. A baton was also inserted into his mouth, and a dog was used to intimidate the victim during the assault. The assault resulted in the fracture of the victim's ribs and a punctured lung. The victim was also stabbed in the rectum with a sharp object. The victim's rectum was raped due to the assault, and he required surgery to the rectum. Following the assault, the victim was required to use a stoma bag due to the gravity of the injuries. A video filming the assailants was taken by a soldier. There's also the case of Dr. Adnan al-Bursh, the secretary of the orthopedic department at Al-Shifa Hospital, who was kidnapped by Israel. And the last time that he was seen alive, he was being raped to death by Israeli soldiers. To this day, Israel has not released his body so that it can be examined. Very likely because, you know, he was literally mass raped and they've since destroyed the evidence, aka his body. So Israel have been raping Palestinians to death in some cases. Mass rape, Israeli mass rape confirmed by the UN. Israeli mass rape confirmed by the UN. Every accusation is a confession, never forget it.
Domination. Secure the objective.
How are we doing on our goal?
Securing
Objective
Zone A.
control. I'm taking this.
$14,992, folks. We are $8 reduce away. $8 reduce away from reaching our goal already in honor of Ethan Klein, losing $15,000 in poker. Brilliant. Brilliant. We have raised this much in less than the time that it took him to lose the money in poker.
Sighted on target.
Amazing. I am so proud of all of us. This is also more than what Ethan donated to Palestine. The $6,000 that he donated to Palestine that has been holding over everyone's heads. It's proof that it's supposedly pro-Palestinian as he does Zionist propaganda. Amazing. You see? I always weaponize my beefs for good. The last time we donated $75,000
Enemy UAV inbound.
for UNRWA.
Taking Bravo underway.
Last year we donated $78,000 almost, and this was in response to like Drew Pavlu defaming me. So I was like, okay, as a fuck you, I will do a fundraiser, and we raised almost $80,000. Same thing here. I mean, Ethan Klein, Zionist, wants to attack me. Okay, I'll raise money for UNRWA, which Israel says is Hamas, in his name. No problem. Thank you. Now,
Controlling Bravo.
I promised my
Next
fans
call. Napalm strike inbound.
that we will watch the intro again
Locked down.
if we reach 15,000. I'm going to upload this clip to YouTube when we're done. So for you people on YouTube watching this, I decided to do a fundraiser in honor of Ethan Klein, $15,000 to UNRWA. At the time that I filmed this, I'm live in the middle of the fundraiser. We're about an hour and 20 minutes into it, or less even, and we've already hit our goal. When I refresh the page, you'll see it. So as a reward to my amazing fans, I said that I would play my new
Enemy
stream
RTXD
intro,
detected.
which you are about to see coming up immediately after I refresh the page and celebrate making $15,000 for Palestinian refugees in the name of Ethan Klein and his ridiculous defamation/harassment campaign against me and many others that he's currently carrying on, fighting into the wind like the old man yelling at a cloud that he can only ever be. Check it out. $15,141. We have reached our goal. Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are our best friend. You try your hardest to attack anyone advocating for Palestine, and it backfires in your face every time. This is just another example
Bravo.
of how it does. 15,000 done. 15,000 to UNRWA, which Ethan Klein believes is Hamas, in Ethan Klein's name. Using YouTube drama
Locking
as a
down
force for
Charlie.
good.
Losing A.
Perfect. Great. Now, I will give you all your reward. The Bad Empanada official new stream intro. Are you ready? Your just reward for raising $15,000 for Palestinian refugees.
Losing B.
Here it comes, folks.
Lock down A. Hostile RTXD in your AO. We lost B.
This dude, Bad Empanada, if you guys know who that is, he's like actually psychotic, and he's been making a lot of hate videos about me and calling Ela a terrorist and baby killer and all this. And Hassan's been enjoying his videos.
Trust me, I would pursue legal action against Bad Empanada, whose MO is essentially defamation. He actually fled to Argentina like his Nazi predecessors, and unfortunately, it is very difficult to get to and sue people in Argentina. So enjoy the community of Nazi refugees. You will fit right in there, my friend. He says, stand back and stand by. He's showing a flight to California. Not that I take him seriously, but because I know if he ever left Argentina, which is where the Nazis took cover, I think he would be arrested if he ever set foot in America. Like, this guy is actually a psychopath, a wanted. You don't get to talk to somebody like Bad Empanada and then continue on to have like a mainstream job. I'm sorry. It's like, he's that fucking insane. And everybody knows it. That's the thing. It should be career ending. Hassan shouted out Bad Empanada once again yesterday. I know there's people lined up to get to this guy. Here he is on a plane. This is not normal stuff here. And then Hassan continually promotes this guy, and Snarkers and Fomois and all these people are continually lifting this guy up like he's some great voice in the community. It's actually really something.
He like really hated on Jewish people there. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that comment was pretty gross.
Yeah.
I mean, he also called AB a house slave.
Yeah.
Hello, I'd like to report a case of serious child neglect and endangerment. These kids are literally crawling through feces and contracting all sorts of disease. And worst of all, they're being raised by Zionists. I showed them the video of Ethan touching himself to a 17-year-old terrorist victim, and now they're on their way to check this hard drive. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? People are lined up to sue this guy for defamation, by the way, like actually lined up. No, he's actually one of the sickest dudes on the internet. Anyone that knows anything about it, having Bad Empanada on is not
It's not defensible.
Yeah. There's so much, dude, to say about him. It's kind of insane. In fact, Bad Empanada, I didn't get to it in the video, but you're not going to be happy to know this, but people have infiltrated he has a Patreon, and they all have access to this place where they do like, they literally talk about doing psyops, faking posts, brigading, and all this shit. And I have 4 years of all of his chats. There's stuff in there that will put him in prison. I'm not even fucking kidding. Going through this, I was trying to figure out what to do with it, and I think the best thing is just to release it to the public. The amount of creators that he has psyoped in there, that he's like participating in brigading, like clandestine operations to fucking ruin these people, to just terrorize these people is staggering. I think if I just release it to the public, people will just, every community should look through that and just see the fucking depths of evil that this guy is. Because this guy's been going on a victory tour since October 7th. He's getting promoted by everybody. He's getting promoted by Denims, from Brogan, from Mike from PA, from Denims. Hassan has been watching him religiously. Before the show ends, I want to post the Bad Empanada files on Twitter. He's going to be real quiet on these leaks, I'm telling you. So I'm going to make sure those goes up. He said, trust the plan. I'm in control with some computer language that doesn't mean anything as far as I know. Bad Empanada, who's being elevated by Hassan, Matt Lieb, Denims, and tons of creators, leftist creators, all over the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone else, please welcome Bad Empanada.
Bad Empanada's been going crazy at Ethan on the second channel. Well, yeah, because Ethan Klein is too afraid to talk to Bad Empanada or talk about Bad Empanada or watch any of his videos. So fucking milk that guy, dude. Hell yeah, Bad Empanada, go in. Dude, every time Ethan Klein brings up Bad Empanada, I like him a little bit more. That's the truth. I didn't really have strong opinions on him, and every time he brings him up, I'm like, stop making him sound base, man. Come on.
Bad Empanada has put out a video about H3H3, and this is just for my own pleasure that we're gonna watch it. Because whenever Bad Empanada attacks H3H3, H3H3 has like a mental breakdown, and every time I watch this, it causes them to have even more of a mental breakdown.
Okay, critical support to Bad Empanada has gone up by wide margins now, okay? Oh, dude, Bad Empanada went from bad to good Empanada. Bad Empanada went from Bad Empanada to based Empanada.
He interviewed Bad Empanada, bro. By the way, Bad Empanada was recently banned for 7 days for playing a video game in which you roleplay as Hamas on October 7th. Let's hear from Bad Empanada, violent, psychotic, fucking anti-Semite.
Bad Empanada turned into good Empanada.
If you need to learn more, please visit badempanada.com for all the lore about Palestine. If you want to know more about Palestine conflict, go to Bad Empanada channel and learn more.
Friendship.
strike incoming.
You guys enjoy my creation? Ethan Klein. I don't know, man. He has problems. First it was Hassan, now it's like, oh god, my fucking headphones are falling apart. I wonder how long that's been going on. I didn't notice it. Whatever, I'm gonna leave it there. It's like the prison chic, right? Like your headphones are just fucking falling apart. Shit just falls off them all the time. Just throw it on the floor. The prison guard will clean it up anyway. But like, first he was obsessed with Hassan. Then it was like Hassan and like whoever he sees as like being Hassan's friend or like adjacent to him, like his Twitch CEO, whoever the fuck else. Then it was like Denims, Bad Empanada, Mike from PA, Matt Lieb, like everyone is there. Everyone is going after Ethan Klein all the time. He's such a little victim. I'm in his fucking walls, man. To the point that I was able to make a 5-minute long compilation of Ethan Klein making me sound like a international criminal mastermind wanted in 80 different countries. He's not okay. Ethan needs help. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe we should just let him keep going so we can keep milking him, because this is great. I'm having a good time. Awesome. Like every time he talks about me, I make a ton of money off it. I have some laughs. And now he's giving me like a new stream intro that, I'm sorry, but it eclipses President Sunday anytime. It's so much better than President Sunday. It's like, that is that one President Sunday clip, but 30 times, all snapped back into 5 minutes. It's not even close. And then I got the thing. Like I got them like praising me as well to use as like a new main channel info potentially. The problem is like I can't use the random Ukrainian that Ethan hired exclusively. Who is that person there, like the one who's like talking in a messy room, that's one of his employees. He hired her exclusively because he wanted a Ukrainian to come on stream and say bad things about Hassan, to say that Hassan is anti-Ukraine. So he hired her, this nameless random person, solely for that purpose. And he brings her on like once a week to do a segment about how bad Hassan is. That's her job, to gang stalk Hassan, basically. Basically, like he believes he's being gang stalked while he actually literally pays people to stalk. Like Ethan Klein's crew are paid stalkers, paid doxers, paid harassers. They are paid to investigate and harass, do targeted harassment on his behalf. It's insane. It's what they're for. But like no one knows who she is, so it wouldn't be a good intro for my main YouTube channel when I play an endorsement from someone who no one's ever fucking heard of. They're just going to be like, wait, who is that? And I'll say it's from the H3 podcast, but they don't know who he is. Who she is, rather, sorry. They don't know who she is. So, I mean, all that's going to happen if I made her my intro is no one would fucking know who that is, so there's no point to doing it. Apparently, like, she's leaving the show already. Like, they hired her for like 2 months, and that was it. See ya. Bye. Great. Going back to Canada, of course. What a stereotypical place for a Ukrainian liberal. Liberal in air quotes. But yeah, that's my new stream intro. What can I say? Very interesting, very good. I'm a big fan of it. Better than any intro Ethan Klein has ever had. He makes me sound like the coolest fucking guy in the world. Like, Jesus Christ. Legendary stuff there. Make sure to join my Discord for $1 so that you too can participate in activities that will get me put into prison. I'm just sitting here waiting. I mean, I'm already in prison, so I guess I'll be put into double prison. But I'm waiting. I'm standing back and standing by to be imprisoned on Ethan Klein's denouncement. Definitely coming very soon. In my Discord for clandestine operations, as he called it. And yeah, I'm glad that I can channel this guy's idiotic attacks on me, which, to be clear again, he's doing it because he can't respond to the videos that I made refuting him. Like, you know, he's Ethan Klein's reaction to being refuted on the basis of the facts is to frame you as an international criminal mastermind. Because he can't refute this video especially. The contents are bomba on Ethan Klein. 4 hours of pure debunkings based on the facts that he cannot deal with. So he's not even going to try. And the way that he gets back at me to like try and make himself feel better about being such an incapable failure and failing to properly defend Israel as his Zionist IDF-assigned wife would like him to do, his way of dealing with his inability to do so is to just frame me as international wanted criminal and say that he has evidence that is going to get me put into jail from my Discord, which curiously he never released. Amazing. You know, it's just great that they have nothing on me because unlike them, I don't mix my fucking personal life with my internet presence because the things that I say stand up on their own merit by the evidence, based on the evidence that I provide and the arguments that I make. And I don't need to get people attached to my fucking dogs that I feed cheese and who poop everywhere apparently, or my kids or my wife or any of this shit in order to get views like he does. It hurts him to see someone succeed based on merit rather than based on developing a parasocial attraction with their fans 10 years ago, to the point that many of them feel like they just can't get off the train at this point. And if any of them are watching, you can. Trust me, you can. I mean, it's pathetic that you got to this point in the first place, but just fucking stop watching. It'll be easy. It's easy. You're not a member of this family. You're like a diehard who they milk, and you're keeping the operation running when if enough of you left, it would fall over. Don't do it anymore. Don't enable the last gasp paranoid delusions of a broken man who believes that he's being gang stalked, and he'll never ever admit that he's wrong on the many things that he's been proven wrong about, solely because his IDF-assigned wife demands that he do so. Don't enable this. Get out of there while you still can. And in the time that I film this segment, I am pleased to let you know, watch me press F5 here, that we have made another $1,400 for Palestinian refugees in the name of Ethan Klein. So folks, do good. Basically, don't be Ethan Klein. If you're going to do drama, if you're going to do useless YouTube drama shit, use your power for good and treat it with the seriousness it deserves. None. Now go donate. Go donate. Donate more. We've reached the goal, but well, why not? I'm going to be here for at least like 30, 40 minutes more because I need to film a couple more segments. So stick around. Donate more now. Go to getinvolved.unrw or whatever. Just click on the fucking link in the chat or the description. That's way easier than this. Do that.
Enemy field upgrade.
Anyway, I'll be right back as well. Again, in a second. Because it's poopy time. No, it's not actually poopy time. I just wanted an excuse to say that. It's only poopy time at Ethan's house, 24/7. It's always poopy time.
Don't sweat it.
Enemy UAV inbound. Driving on TMNT.
Cowabunga! Using lethal.
Woohoo! Now, this is the real podcast. I can entertain you and I can cover things that matter. And I don't even need to direct harassment at anyone. I don't even need to tell you to get anyone fired. I don't even need to tell you to dox anyone and harass their mother like Ethan Klein does. It's so easy. I don't even need like a crew of fucking a dozen people to help me.
Piece of this.
And I do better than Ethan.
RCX deactive.
Anyway, now I have 2 more topics to talk about on this stream, I believe. Let me check them out. Or maybe 3, I don't remember how much. Gotta check my notes. Okay, 3 more. Number 1. So, this week there was an agreement announced by between the new Al-Qaeda Syria government and the Syrian Defense Forces, SDF, or the Syrian Democratic Forces rather, which are the main Kurdish military organization, which is interesting, especially given that this coincides with the agreement or like a seeming surrender by the PKK in Turkey, or some sort of agreement between them and the Turkish government, basically like a week after that this happened. So it maybe is related,
It's now or never.
but I don't think this is a good thing. I guess it depends on the terms, but the fact that these 2 things are happening at the same time makes me very suspicious as to the machinations that are behind
RCXD
this,
moving out.
given that the coercive power of Turkey and the US together, when the new Syrian central government is backed by Turkey and the US as well against the Kurds both in Turkey and in Syria, is something to be very suspicious of. So it's especially suspicious given that up until very recently the SDF was fighting
Fucking me. Activate Castanet
groups
protocol.
supposedly
Your
linked to the
FBI
Turkish to the groups linked to the Syrian government, and that are even more closely backed by Turkey than the Syrian government ever has been. So the commander of the SDF signed this agreement directly with codename Al-Jalani, the former emir of an Al-Qaeda affiliate called Al-Nusra Front. Imagine going from like the emir dressed like the fucking Ayatollah of Iran to this. Like, I gotta say though, I like this suit. At least he's going for different colors. It's interesting. It's not stereotypical. I wonder if this is halal or not. So the agreement includes a complete cessation of hostilities, the handover of control of the region's border posts, airport, and vital oil and gas fields. It also recognizes the Kurdish minority as an integral part of the Syrian state and guarantees the rights of all Syrians for representation and participation in the political process. I mean, that's not really an agreement. That's supposedly something that they already should have thought existed. So that it needs to be a part of the agreement is a bit worrying. This is also as concurrent with the ongoing mass killings of Alawite civilians by militias linked to the Al-Qaeda government as well. And Israel has been bombing Syria. It's just all a clusterfuck. I don't have any faith in this, obviously. I find it very weird that the Kurds caved so quickly. But I mean, they were US backed, so it's a lot easier to pressure them now that they're probably not very useful to US imperialism anymore. And in fact, if they kept pursuing their own interests, they wouldn't be useful to it anymore at all, especially with Turkey there as well. It's a losing battle for them, though. Yeah. Previously, like, they wanted, their goal was like autonomy within Syria, like an autonomous region within Syria. Now they have signed an agreement that does not seem anything close to that. It's just really almost nothing. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens here, but I do not have much faith in this going well. It's honestly hard to say if this is better than the civil war still being ongoing or not, because the situation is not good at all. Hopefully, it at least leads to some form of stability, and this is not just like basically an unconditional surrender because that would be fucking hilarious, especially given the fact that, I mean, hilarious isn't the right way to put it. Obviously, I'm not laughing at this at all, but it would be hilarious in a way because Rojava and the government there has been propped up by like white anarchists and stuff all over the world as like an example to follow. And now they have just signed an agreement, like the leadership of this place, which according to the anarchists didn't actually have a leadership because I don't believe in hierarchies according to them, which was a complete crock of shit, by the way. They always had their own little state apparatus there and everything. But now the leaders of this supposedly anarchist commune, or like whatever the fuck they called it, have signed an agreement to essentially reintegrate themselves into Syria with scarcely little concessions being given to them.
I see you.
Honestly, it might just show that they've been a US puppet all along. Because this is like embarrassing. It's almost nothing. It's not like they're in a position of weakness or anything, though I guess with the Turkish coercion they may be. But maybe this is part of like a wider deal with Turkey behind the scenes or something that is concurrent with the PKK thing. Maybe there'll be some good outcome here. I'm holding out hope, because obviously I don't know what's happening precisely behind the scenes. But I can't help but have very low expectations for this, given the much more powerful forces that are behind a lot of these groups and that have pervasive influence over them, Turkey and the US mainly. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't want to make any pronouncements soon, but we'll see what happens. You can call it whatever you want, democratic and federalism. It was a generic nation state, or at least their own little attempt at a generic nation state. They had a parliament, they had like a head of government, not a head of state precisely, but something analogous to it. Hierarchical, same sort of thing as always, modeled on every other liberal nation state in the world. Nothing special.
Hostiles have the hard point.
If you comment below this, by the way, with some white anarchist bullshit trying to explain how it is actually special because they named it something else, I'll just permanently ban you on site. Give me a fucking break. These men think that because they changed the name of things, they have changed the things themselves. What more is there to say?
Hardpoint identified.
Okay, what is the other thing that I wanted to talk about this week? I swear it's a thing that is actually important and not just Ethan Klein. I got all the Ethan Klein shit out of the way immediately. while I felt like he would be most inclined to donate at the beginning of the stream. And we're now up to $17,500. Thank you, everyone, for helping me direct YouTube drama into something actually good and important. Great, fantastic.
Tactical income.
What's the biggest donation? I wanna check the biggest one we got. There's a 100 there from Anonymous.
Hardpoint is secure.
All right, you can't see them all. No, it just takes a while. So far, the biggest is 100. Allahu Akbar for $200. Thank you, Allah. Thank you.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
You are truly gracious and great.
Moving with
Another 100 from Anonymous. Brilliant. 200 might be the biggest. Try 950. How much is that? How much is 950 tries? Is that Thai? It's Turkey. A Turk donated $26. Turkish lira. Thank you for the try.
Sighting in on enemy score street.
Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Lots of hundreds in here. Lots of big donations from everyone who is truly fantastic for donating to the Palestinian people, more than Ethan Klein did. A small little YouTuber eclipses the millionaire Ethan Klein's donation. Pathetic. Pathetic. Lots of hundreds. I'd do that. I'd donate to UNRWA. I'd do that. Even an Argentine donated. The poorest people in the world have money for the Palestinian people. I could not be prouder.
Incoming lethal.
27,000 ARS. That's like his monthly salary right there. All of it. A total of like $25. Thank you for being so generous. You're not going to eat for a couple of months now, but thank you. Palestinians will eat on your behalf. Given that all of us are unemployed, according to Ethan Klein, this is indeed impressive. That we were able to scrounge up so much money from our unemployment benefits and our mother's credit cards to donate to Palestine. I think the biggest donator was indeed the Allah himself, who donated us $200. So it's even worth more because no, there's 250 Canadian. Never mind, that's nothing. It's $2. That's nothing. Almost tricked me with the Canadian. Oh, this takes so long to get to the end. There's so many little donations from so many people. It shows how many we have. Ethan Klein can't defeat us all. He thinks he can. He thinks he's big man. He thinks he's big and strong. He thinks he can take us all on by himself. But we have numbers. Apes together strong, and we are apes, and we are strong together. And Ethan Klein is all on his lonesome. Weak, nothing but money to throw around at frivolous lawsuits like a little bitch. He can't do shit to us. Meanwhile, we donate $15,000+ to UNRWA, which Israel and Ethan Klein say is Hamas. Perfect. There was a 250 USD, was there? Canadian? Oh yeah, Abu Bakar Ghaznavi. Not sure about that name. So we have a new winner, Abu Bakar Ghaznavi with the 250. Is that the number one? It's number one up until now. Okay, I'm not scrolling to the end. I'm sorry. There's too many of you. There's too many of you. And that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm just lazy. It never ends. It's brilliant. Faith in humanity restored after Ethan Klein took it away. Remember. Oh, 420. 60.69. The winner from Anonymous. That has to be the winner. That has to be the top donator right there. 420.69. 420. We're at 69. Sorry, you're in second place. Glory to the resistance. Free Palestine. Agreed. Agreed, brother. Or sister. Or the emperor. Whichever one you may be. Or the Zier. I'm being as inclusive as possible so as not to offend the sensibilities of Americans. Bad Empanada donated 10 pounds. I mean, that's my British clone. No problem donating to myself. It never ends. Truly inspiring. Weaponizing YouTube drama for good. Special props to Adam Chowdhury for donating 250 pounds, which is, as I understand, is about $5,000. A pound is worth a lot because it's very heavy. The Brits carry the pounds around in their pockets and it just weighs them down. They can barely walk because the money's so fucking heavy. 300 SEK, I don't know what that is, but 300 sounds like a lot. Okay, I give up. This is too long. Should I go to the 500? $500 from Anonymous. Thank you. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you to everyone. Every single little one of you. Together we are strong. Oh, we made it to the end. We made it to the end, folks. People who donated before they found this. I just posted it in my Discord and nowhere else. And there were so many people as well who donated before we even started. We had 500 when we turned on the stream. We had 2,000 before I even went live, before I even got rid of the intro, please wait, we're beginning soon screen. So great job, everyone. Great moves, proud of you. And I bet when I refresh, there'll be even more. 19,000, another 15,000 on the time it took me to go over the donations, including a big 300 pounds from an anonymous Brit, who is still a Brit, but nonetheless, thank you very much.
Hardpoint is active.
Incoming lethal.
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
All right, so the final thing that I wanted to cover today on this stream is protests that happened this past week in Argentina of what do you call it, like pensioners, like old age pensioners protesting at Milei cutting their benefits and like social security in general in Argentina. And they were joined by like football fans who came to protect them because the last few times they did this, they were attacked by the cops. So this time, like, football fans organized to like try to protect the old people who were protesting, and the cops attacked them anyway, of course, on the command of Milei. And the Argentine right wing are just disgusting, like they celebrate this shit. Let's go to like a right wing newspaper so that we can have the most biased coverage possible. No, this is not it. Like you can see here, this newspaper is like one of the more right-wing newspapers in Argentina. The two main newspapers, La Nación and Clarín, are very right-wing. But this one, as you can see, like you search for La Nación Protestas, and most of their articles are talking about Serbia, and the ones that I'm talking about Serbia are saying evidence of the violence that the protesters, the protesters for the rights of fucking old age pensioners receiving fucking almost nothing in a poor country. Violence by the protesters in their protest. Like the Argentine media is complete dog shit.
I didn't know I was doing that.
I'm not going to show you the videos because there's a couple of videos of like cops literally pushing over
that
like
can't be right.
Old people who then fall back on their heads. There was a similar video of like an old guy getting pushed over by a cop in the US years ago. And they smash their heads on the pavement. I'm pretty sure some of them are going to die as a result of that, so I don't want to show the footage. Like, it's fucking hard to watch. It will be even harder to see in person. Like, that shit happens all the time in Argentina. Like, Milei's government has had like 5 different old people protests against them now, and every single time they send the cops to like shoot them in the head with gas canisters and like,
77
tear gas them and push them and like practically almost kill them or disable them. And it's that strategy. It's what Milei's government is. Like cuts to everything on behalf of foreign companies, basically on the USA's command. And it has resulted in what you'll see.
Honestly, makes me want to stop playing. What the fuck was
framed
that?
it as a bunch
feel
of
like if I
old
was getting
people and
smashed
football
that bad, I
fans
would've rage
protesting
quit.
against the
I
government.
didn't. I was playing. Wasn't feeling like I was getting.
Milei
fucking
framed
spanked
it
like
as
that.
as this German media outlet claims a coup attempt. They're sending the old people after us to overthrow our government. It's a coup attempt. That's Patricia Bullrich, who is one of the most, simultaneously the dumbest people alive, one of the most disgusting. Like, she has been personally involved in, like, ordering the state-sanctioned murder of so many people at this point that it's a fucking wonder that she's walking free. Like, she would be at the ICC if she was in a US enemy country. One of the dumbest people alive, simultaneously, like, one of the most disgusting. It's like, give your old racist grandma who lusts for police violence, who would normally be confined to Facebook, make her the minister of, like, public security of a country and do it 10 times. That's who she is. That's Patricia Bullrich for you. And she said that this protest, again, of old people was organized by, I don't know how to translate by todas, violent left-wing groups, basically, organized violent groups who were looking to destabilize and destroy the government. Which, I mean, yeah, but protesting against you, obviously, if that destroys and destabilizes your government, maybe your government fucking sucks. A reporter was shot in the head by a tear gas canister, and he'll probably die from that, or at least be brain dead or something. Just to let you know, they shot a guy with a camera, clearly marked as press, in the head. They caused severe injuries to a bunch of old people. Yeah, this is happening constantly in Argentina. International media does not report on it. Me reporting on it will not really do anything meaningful. It's just going to tell people who already know about it, or that, just want to see me talk about this, talk about it. And people who will hear about this and be like, wow, this sucks, and they'll do nothing about it. Because, I mean, Western media is aligned with the Argentine government. They aren't going to talk about shit like this. So, yeah, that's what's going on in Argentina. A complete destruction of the state, it being made unlivable for normal people, and old people protesting as a result of this, being attacked, repressed by the cops. Some of them being gravely injured to the point that they might even die from their injuries, while the government says that this protest for basic social security for old people is actually a coup attempt against them. What more is there to say? A bunch of fucking 80-year-olds, some of them on mobility scooters, are about to take over the government. That's what they're saying here. Yep. Just another day in the Argentina of Javier Milei. Now, let us refresh our donation list now that I have completed the final planned segment that I had for the stream. Is it 20? We have breached $20,450 dues, all donated to UNRWA, which Ethan Klein in Israel, fingers Hamas, in the name of Ethan Klein. He lost $15,000 like it was nothing in poker, stormed off. For him, it was fuck all. Meanwhile, here we are. We made more than that in just 2 hours. So proud of everyone. Weaponizing YouTube drama for good. Brilliant, fantastic, great work, everyone. Anyway, get your donations in now. Stream is ending in 5 minutes. If we break 22,000 in 5 minutes, I will play the intro one last time for you, which will be the last time that you see it until I upload the new intro to my channel, which will be sometime during this week, who knows when. And again, go to my Patreon or my Ko-fi and donate at least $1 a month, and you can join the Discord, which, according to Ethan Klein, is where we run our clandestine operations that will get me put in prison when they're revealed. So you can do that as well if you want. How are we going with the donations? Have we reached 22,000? We have not even close. You have 5 minutes, folks, to reach 22K. Otherwise, you have to wait to see the new glorious stream intro again. It could be days, could be months. Who knows how long it could be? If I go to prison, it could be forever. I am, of course, streaming from a prison. I'm talking about prisonception, though. I want to be in a prison within a prison. Very French. Very philosopher with numerous charges for pedophilia sort of thing to say, right? Except not, because in France it's legal. Donate. Reach the goal. You're lacking for time here, folks. Get your donations in. Maybe we won't. Maybe I'm asking too much of you people and your wallets. I mean, we're all poor, aren't we? We're not Zionist propagandists paid to spread propaganda, you know.
They've taken the lead.
No, I did not see the new Loner Box video, nor did anyone else, because no one watches Loner Box, especially not now that he's no longer a Destiny guy. So just ignore him completely.
Hostile shooter.
Loner Box gets like 3,000 videos whenever he tries to upload something. 3,000 views, right? Whenever he tries to upload something. So yeah, I mean, why bother? What's the point? Guy does not make enough money from his content to even pay his editors at this point. He's like running at a loss. So yeah, I ruined it for him. Between me and the whole Destiny thing with, you know, the sex crimey-wimey, he can't do shit anymore. I mean, not that he ever could, but it was fun to destroy him. Unlike him and Ethan Klein, though, I can move on. I'm not going to be talking about him until the end of my days. More than you can say for them. Poor Kosher Katie. She's gone forever. I'd do that. I'd do that. I'd donate to you in RWA. F5. 21,200. I'm going to give you guys another 5 minutes to reach 22K before the end of the stream. I'm being generous. I'll even play the poo-poo song. The poopy time song.
We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
What time is it, bro?
Ethan Klein theme song.
Time. I think it's poo-poo time. Time for poop. It's
Donate a name with the poopy song.
time. It's poo-poo time. It's poo-poo time. It's poo-poo time. It's poo-poo time.
One eye.
Time.
What's your fucking excuse?
It's poo-poo time.
Donate for the poo-poo song.
Poo-poo time. It's poo-poo time. It's poo-poo time.
This song is actually good because it ends with like it ends with some advice for Ethan. Listen.
Show this to your friends. Tell them it's poo-poo time. Yeah, show this to your dog. Tell him it's not poo-poo time. It's not poo-poo time. If you're a dog, you have to go outside. Go to the grass and then do a poop. Not in my house. You make me so mad, dog. Poo-poo time.
It's like prophetic. This is from 2 years ago, and he knew. How did he know? Are we at 22,000? Has this... No, we have not gained shit all. We're still at 21,200. We have 2 minutes remaining. Come on, guys. Don't you want to see the intro again? Get those donations in to the Palestinian refugees. Get them in there. Do you think Ethan Klein might be so twitchy and sniffly because he's on Jenkem? I think it's worth investigating. Jenkem scare. Jenkem. It's back. Beware the Jenkem. The Jenkem. It's here. Poop. I love it. I'm old enough for the Jenkem. Old enough to remember it.
Good patrol.
Refresh. How much have we made in the name of Jenkem? We're almost there. 500 more. I'm going to give you guys some grace. I'm going to give you guys some grace to get the goal of 22K. The stretch goal. I'm going to be interviewed by NPR soon. If I refresh, will we at the goal? Probably not. I mean, it's been like a minute. Can't be that optimistic. Okay, we made like $30 in that minute. It's okay. It's not bad, folks. Keep donating. I'm giving you guys grace. I'm giving you another 5 minutes to reach the 22K goal, the stretch goal. Play the fucking video that I'm just going to be using as my normal stream intro as if it's something special, because I just love scamming people into doing something good.
Hostile spotted. That's a kill.
We have raised plethora of doubloons in the name of Poopy Ethan Klein for UNRWA, which Israel says is Hamas. We have given UNRWA more money than what Ethan Klein lost at poker last week.
Target eliminated.
Amazing. Donate now, please. You have 3 more minutes. We're getting, oh, we made it, we made it. Whoa, that's a big donation. Whoa, whoa. Who was that? It was a bunch of little donations. There must have been a big one because it went up like 1,000 in like a minute. There was a big hundo, a lot of 50s, 500 from an anonymous. Thank you. I hope you're rich. I hope you're rich. And you don't starve because of that. There's a bunch of 100s, 50s, 500s. Thank you, everyone, for helping me weaponize YouTube drama with a fucking insane moron who believes he's being gang stalked for good. Thank you. Perfect, great, amazing. Another 5, there was 2 500s from anonymous people. Maybe it was the same person, who knows? But thank you very much. Great. We have reached our stretch goal. And now, to end the stream, I will give you the privilege of once again gazing upon the intro that I made entirely from Ethan Klein and H3H3 clips, glazing me and making me seem like a wanted international criminal. 22,000, probably will go up to more even after the stream is over. I'm going to keep plugging it in the clips from this stream. And yeah. See, Ethan, some of us do good. Not all of us sit there fucking just thinking about people who criticize us online all day. You know, some of us care about things aside from our own fucking dumb little personal beefs with internet creators and random Instagram commenters and doxing those people and harassing them. You dumb fuck. Check this out, guys.
MTC's nearly dry. Get serious, Crimson.
I'll do a countdown for you all. Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This dude, Bad Empanada, if you guys know who that is, he's like actually psychotic, and he's been making a lot of hate videos about me and calling Ela terrorist and baby killer and all this. And Hassan's been enjoying his videos.
Trust me, I would pursue legal action against Bad Empanada, whose MO is essentially defamation.
But I have
he actually fled to
nothing
Argentina like his Nazi predecessor.
Just he makes me feel
unfortunately, it is very difficult to get to and sue people in Argentina. So enjoy the community of Nazi refugees. You will fit right in there, my friend. He says, stand back and stand by. He's showing a flight to California. Not that I take him seriously, but because I know if he ever left Argentina, which is where the Nazis took cover, I think he would be arrested if he ever set foot in America. Like, this guy is actually a psychopath, a wanted. You don't get to talk to somebody like Bad Empanada and then continue on to have like a mainstream job. I'm sorry. It's like, he's that fucking insane. And everybody knows it. That's the thing. It should be career ending. Hassan shouted out Bad Empanada once again yesterday. I know there's people lined up to get to this guy. Here he is on a plane. This is not normal stuff here. And then Hassan continually promotes this guy. And Snarkers and Fomois and all these people are continually lifting this guy up like he's some great voice in the community. It's actually really something.
He like really hated on Jewish people there. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that comment was pretty gross.
Yeah.
I mean, and he also called AB a house slave.
Yeah.
Hello, I'd like to report a case of serious child neglect and endangerment. These kids are literally crawling through feces and contracting all sorts of disease. And worst of all, they're being raised by Zionists. I showed them the video of Ethan touching himself to a 17-year-old terrorist victim. And now they're on their way to check this hard drive. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? People are lined up to sue this guy for defamation, by the way. Like, actually lined up. No, he's actually one of the sickest dudes on the internet. Anyone that knows anything about it, having Bad Empanada on is not.
It's not defensible.
Yeah. There's so much, dude, to say about him. It's kind of insane. In fact, Bad Empanada, I didn't get to it in the video, but you're not going to be happy to know this, but people have infiltrated he has a Patreon, and they all have access to this place where they do they literally talk about doing psyops, faking posts, brigading, and all this shit. And I have 4 years of all of his chats. There's stuff in there that will put him in prison. I'm not even fucking kidding. Going through this, I was trying to figure out what to do with it, and I think the best thing is just to release it to the public. The amount of creators that he has psyoped in there, that he's participating in brigading, clandestine operations to fucking ruin these people, to just terrorize these people is staggering. I think if I just release it to the public, people will every community should look through that and just see the fucking depths of evil that this guy is. Because this guy's been going on a victory tour since October 7th. He's getting promoted by everybody. He's getting promoted by Denims, from Frogan, from Mike from PA, from Denims. Hassan has been watching him religiously. Before the show ends, I want to post the Bad Empanada files on Twitter. He's going to be real quiet on these leaks, I'm telling you. So I'm going to make sure those goes up. He said, trust the plan. I'm in control with some computer language that doesn't mean anything as far as I know. Bad Empanada, who's being elevated by Hassan, Matt Lieb, Denims, and tons of creators, leftist creators all over the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone else, please welcome Bad Empanada.
Bad Empanada's been going crazy at Ethan on the second channel. Well, yeah, because Ethan Klein is too afraid to talk to Bad Empanada or talk about Bad Empanada or watch any of his videos. So fucking milk that guy, dude. Hell yeah, Bad Empanada, go in. Dude, every time Ethan Klein brings up Bad Empanada, I like him a little bit more. That's the truth. I didn't really have strong opinions on him. And every time he brings him up, I'm like, stop making him sound base, man. Come on.
Bad Empanada has put out a video about H3H3, and this is just for my own pleasure that we're going to watch it. Because whenever Bad Empanada attacks H3H3, H3H3 has a mental breakdown. And every time I watch this, it causes them to have even more of a mental breakdown.
Okay, critical support to Bad Empanada has gone up by wide margins now, okay? Oh, dude, Bad Empanada went from bad to good Empanada. Bad Empanada went from Bad Empanada to based Empanada.
He interviewed Bad Empanada, bro. By the way, Bad Empanada was recently banned for 7 days for playing a video game in which you roleplay as Hamas on October 7th. Let's hear from Bad Empanada, violent, psychotic, fucking anti-Semite.
Bad Empanada turned into good Empanada.
If you need to learn more, please visit badempanada.com for all the lore about Palestine. If you want to know more about Palestine conflict, go to Bad Empanada channel and learn more.
Friendship.
Stream is over. Goodbye.
That was probably one of the best streams I've ever seen in my what you do. You very mean, smart, principled human.
After fans of My £600 Life called Lacey Buckingham the most manipulative patient ever to feature on the show, I watched her episode and was completely disgusted by what I saw. From forcing her boyfriend to do anything she wanted, filming herself online for horny men to watch, and so much worse, it's easy to see why she's earned the title and is among the most hated stars of the show. Not only though does she have a disgusting attitude towards those around her, her attitude towards weight loss was just as bad. Lacey Buckingham lives in constant pain. There's no part of her body that doesn't hurt, and she never feels clean, which is probably because she has to use wet wipes to bathe herself, because having a shower is so strenuous, she can only manage them twice a week. Growing up, Lacey felt like the unwanted child, jealous of her skinny and popular sister, and ignored by her parents as they favored her younger brother. Lacey felt like she was adopted. She struggled with weight from this young age, but it all started to spiral out of control when she turned 26 and became friends with a group of people involved in feederism. Now, feederism means exactly what you'd imagine. It's a fetish involving the sexual arousal experienced by feeders and feedees, which is Lacey in this case if you didn't realize, and it's related to the act of feeding and gaining weight. Young women are most commonly the feedees, paid large amounts of money by men to eat large amounts of food, and if you look at Lacey's size, she was definitely a big earner. It was easy to find men to pay her, as Lacey was already lacking emotional support in her personal life and was desperate for a connection, even by strangers on the internet who didn't care that they were exploiting her. All Lacey had to do was film herself eating, and the dollars would just roll in. The feeder-feedee dynamic developed beyond the screen for Lacey, as she developed a romantic relationship with 3 men who were solely interested in feeding her. Things are supposed to be different with her current boyfriend Ricky, and Lacey is glad to have found someone who looks after her, but viewers can't be so sure of this. Their relationship is confusing, as after only such a short time of knowing her, Lacey's boyfriend is more than happy to take part in her hygiene routine, cleaning her with wet wipes and even wiping after Lacey's been to the toilet. Now, this might be a controversial take, as many other of the £600 life stars don't need help doing this, and there's tools invented for this very reason. There's one on Amazon for less than $10, so this begs the question, does Ricky just enjoy doing this for Lacey? And also, shouldn't this be a wake-up call for Lacey when she literally can't wipe herself clean? Ricky plays a part of more than just a boyfriend to Lacey too, as he's her caregiver, cleaner, and personal chef. Some viewers speculate the likelihood of Ricky even liking Lacey, or whether he's just into bigger girls. What are the chances that Ricky is willing to get into a relationship with someone like Lacey if this isn't a fetish for him? Especially considering that Lacey isn't able to dote on him the way that he is for her. Come mealtime, Ricky is more than happy to serve Lacey whatever her hungry heart desires, not considering the health factors in any of the food he makes for her.
So, Lacey asked me to come to the bathroom, and sometimes I do help her wipe herself. It doesn't bother me because I love her a lot, and I really like to keep Lacey happy.
My greatest love in life is food. I absolutely love food. Make sure you put butter in the skillet for the bacon.
That's fine.
Lacey clearly isn't as focused on the relationship as Ricky is, which is noticeable to viewers, as one commenter writes, "My biggest love in life is food. Boyfriend, I'm standing right here." Lacey even prefers food over sex with him.
I consider myself a bad food addict, like it's a IV pump into my arm. And as far as I'm concerned, there's no greater pleasure in this world than eating food. It's a more pleasure button for me than sex.
Food is Lacey's entire world. She puts it before her health, lifestyle, and now even her boyfriend. And it makes you wonder, what else will she choose food over? On a trip to the supermarket, Lacey makes a painful journey through the aisles to be closer to food. We can really see Ricky's feeder-feedee dynamic here at play, as Ricky is happy to give in to Lacey's unhealthy food demands. He even agrees with her when she suggests that a bottle of Hershey's chocolate syrup is good for her. He's incredibly accepting of her physical limitations of her weight too, as he's happy to let Lacey have a moment to rest when walking becomes too much. So Ricky might just be another feeder, so let's unpack that. Ricky's sister Sharon describes him as being a vulnerable, sheltered, and possibly autistic young man. In his past, Sharon has had to intervene in his previous relationships, as other girlfriends have taken advantage of Ricky's vulnerability. Perhaps he's selfless and kind, and unfortunately not able to understand that he's being used by Lacey. There are several instances where Lacey is abusive to Ricky, shouting at him in public, making demeaning comments to him, and even ordering him around like he was a slave.
Don't forget my chocolate.
Definitely, babe. I won't forget chocolate.
On the road trip to Houston, Sharon drives the couple as neither are able to drive. Tensions rise as Lacey describes her really good breakfast of zebra cakes and cheese puffs, an ironic combination considering she's on her way to enroll in Dr. Now's weight loss program. Sharon explodes, calling Lacey out for her selfish behavior.
Had a really nice breakfast, zebra cakes and cheese puffs and coffee.
You need to work on losing weight, and you gotta motivate yourself. And no one's gonna hand you Because nothing in this world's free, and people have people have themselves to worry about before they worry about other people. It can be hard though. I'm gonna let you know. Really hard. As long as you stay dedicated and motivated on what you want to do, you'll get it done.
She interrogates Lacey, desperate to know how she and Ricky can say they're in love when they've known each other for less than a month. Ricky is vulnerable and gullible, so Sharon is concerned that Lacey is only using him as her personal caretaker because he's too kind and possibly autistic to understand this.
So with his girlfriends, I gotta step in and put him through the ringer to see if they're gonna actually be there for him or if they're just using him.
As you can see, this road trip is a complete disaster, with Lacey and Sharon at each other's throats. Tensions escalate quickly as the journey stops suddenly as Lacey has a bathroom emergency.
I need to stop at a drugstop to get some things. Yeah, the next stop I gotta stop. Oh god. On the highway, like right here? Yeah, there's a gas station up there. Oh man, I'm getting sick. I have to go number 2. Oh, shark.
What in the is wrong with you?
Oh, I gotta get fast. And new pants.
So,
New pants! New pants!
oh God, no. She pooped herself and she was just taking a fart, you know, like anybody does, and well, it wasn't a fart. And so I think she needs to get off the fast food for a little while.
Despite this grim situation, Ricky's attitude is hilarious.
Sharon, it's just, you know, it's a fart. You know, you take a wet fart, it happens.
Really though?
If you thought things couldn't get any worse, then you would have guessed wrong. As if toilet paper isn't enough for Lacey, she calls Sharon and asks for a diaper.
I'll try to get it inside the kitchen. I just need Ricky to bring me a diaper. Girl, ooh-wee. Ooh, bro.
With the fast food coming out of both ends, this should be a wake-up call for Lacey that her body can't take any more of the food and is just rejecting it. Even Ricky seems to think so.
Dude, like,
Unlike the
I'm not
family
the
of the
healthiest
other
person
stars of the
on
show who enable them, Sharon
nowhere
says
near
exactly
that.
what the viewers are thinking.
Not
They
even
can't
close.
comprehend that Lacey lives like this,
I mean, I'm
hating that she's
sub
bringing her
250.
Ricky down with her.
I think they like each other a lot. You know, I think they do
But
like each
I-
other. But
I don't eat
it's not
fast
love.
food.
We all know it is not love. I think it's more like
It's just
she needs
how can someone
somebody
like
to
that
take
even
care of her.
know it?
And my brother
I mean, the
just automatically
way it
just
would make
jumps
you
in
feel
and does
after it
because
goes
that's
down
what he
into your
does.
gullet
The
cannot
journey from
be
Lacey's hometown of
perfect.
Washington to Houston takes a staggering
Flavor, delicious. Oh, I feel so
2,300
much better
miles.
than when it hits
A
that gut.
5-day
It's gotta
trip
be
in the
hell.
car for Lacey.
It's not
The
worth
long
it.
road to weight loss reveals itself for Lacey as she steps
Once
on
it hits
the
that gut, you're
scales
gonna
and
feel like
weighs
dog
593
shit.
pounds of junk food and bad decisions. Under Dr. Now's advice, Lacey
non-fatties
must
don't
drop her
know.
calories to just 1,200 and exercise
It
daily
feels
to
shitty
ensure
to be
she
fat.
loses at least 50 pounds
That's
in
one
the
thing
next
people
2
don't think
months
about.
as her health
People
is
talk shit
declining
about fat people
rapidly.
all the time, but they
Lacey
forget
takes
the
over
fact that
30
it sucks
medications
being
every
fat.
single day
It
as a
feels-
direct result of the
feels
weight-related health conditions. As Lacey lives so far north from Houston, Dr. Now advises Lacey
And they
that if
try
she
to
is successful
overcome that
in her
horrible
50-pound
feeling
weight
with
loss,
more and
she
more
will
food,
need to move
thus
to Houston to
downward
continue the
spiral.
treatment. Surely, this should be a wake-up call for Lacey after discovering her weight and health conditions, but time will tell. Dr. Now sees the same Lacey
God,
that we
I don't know if
Someone
Dr.
who doesn't
Now,
really care what happens to her
hopefully
and
he's
isn't
just
very motivated.
jabbing all these
And we'll see
motherfuckers.
if we can get you going in the right direction. All right, I'll bring it to you.
Thank you.
You're still was that big?
I got you, baby.
Was that big? You? Look at you.
A lot easier to have
There you go.
and then be by yourself.
Problem solved.
My biggest concern with Lacey is that she doesn't seem like she's ready to take responsibility for herself on any level. And if that doesn't change, then she's likely not going to make much progress to effectively turn her life around.
For Lacey, she doesn't have to look after herself, cook, clean, or take responsibility for her behavior, as this all falls on Ricky. A common trope within the series is that the stars themselves rarely have to put in any work, besides eating the food that's given to them. Ricky is Lacey's complete provider, making him responsible for Lacey's weight loss, as he is the person who goes to the supermarket, picks the food, and prepares it for Lacey. Honestly, this is just completely unfair, as like the vast majority of stars of the show, Ricky is subject to Lacey's wishes and can't stand up to her in fear of her lashing out. Seeming to have a better love life than a lot of people, Ricky promises to Lacey, despite being together for less than a month. The pair are ecstatic, which is quite frustrating, considering we all believe that Lacey is just completely taking advantage of Ricky, and he's just further committed himself to her. I think this alone definitely justifies the claims seems that Ricky is very vulnerable, as it's not normal to propose after just 1 month, but at least he has his sister Sharon to look after him. But that might not be enough to keep Ricky from being used by Lacey, as he is the only way Lacey can reach success. He takes Dr. Now's advice on board, making healthier meals and exercising.
And Ricky's been helping me do my exercises, and I'm thankful because I don't think I'd be able to do much on my own without his help. So it makes me feel very loved and cared for when he supports me like this.
Watching the way the couple interact highlights just how unaware Ricky is, and how he may not even understand that the feelings they share for each other isn't love. Ricky understands that Lacey needs him, but not in the way that he wants. Lacey needs Ricky as a carer, not as a lover. There doesn't seem to be any give or take between them, only Lacey demanding for Ricky to give. So far on the show, we haven't seen Lacey do anything kind for Ricky at all, which makes you think, what kind of relationship have they got? 4 months later, at her weigh-in, Lacey finds that she's only lost 16 pounds when she should have lost 50. This isn't a great start for Lacey, but not entirely surprising considering that she doesn't seem to care at all. In Shaun of Steel's reaction video, he questions whether Lacey even lost any weight at all.
At the hospital the other day, I just went in there to get weighed. I weighed 577. I lost 16 pounds, and he wanted me to lose 50. So
16 pounds is something, but he said 50 in 2 months, correct? But I think you're what, 4 months out and you've lost 16? That just ain't cutting it, sweetheart. Like, honest to God, you can dehydrate yourself and lose that. And right now, when you weighed in with him before, your legs were swollen from the car ride, so your legs are significantly less swollen right now. That's probably the 16 pounds right there.
If what Shaun says is true, then that would make Lacey's attempt so far a complete failure, as she's had double the amount of time that Dr. Now gave her and still couldn't lose the 50 pounds. When you're as overweight as Lacey is, dropping a significant amount of weight will come off quickly when eating on such a big deficit, which makes it obvious that she wasn't sticking to the diet. Despite the setback, Lacey still seems determined to lose weight, finalizing their plans to relocate to Houston to continue their treatment. As you'd expect from Lacey's previous road trip with Sharon, a combination of car trouble and exhaustion has set the group to fall behind schedule, sending tempers flaring. Sharon doesn't hold back, screaming at Lacey for her bad decisions and her disgusting attitude.
You're not taking it serious. What happens after that? Have you ever thought about that?
We talked about it.
Talked about what?
I already talked about it.
Oh my, what is wrong with you? Sometimes you're just so ugly.
It's hard for Lacey to sit there and take the abuse from Sharon, as she's always used to getting her way. Instead of arguing back and defending herself, Lacey just says no comment and doesn't look back at Sharon, as if she's being interviewed by the police. This doesn't last long, as Lacey and Sharon begin screaming, hurling abuse and insults at each other.
They only gave me one cracker.
They didn't have any chili Fritos.
And they only gave her one cracker to go in a chili. Okay.
I'm really, really missing chili with a lot of onions. I've loved chili since I was little.
Yeah, what are you gonna tell this doctor, man? What if this doctor says, you know what, I'm not around? I don't get
No
you.
comment.
Good, don't comment. I don't even care.
I need a little minute to myself.
Man, grow the up. You 36 years old and you disgracing.
Sharon, can you grow up and stop picking on picking on me all the time?
I ain't picking on you.
You're not perfect either.
I ain't perfect. Said I was perfect. Not one time did I say I was perfect.
You call me fat.
You are.
You are too.
I never said I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It's completely understandable why Sharon is frustrated, as you would probably be too, as she's giving up her time and money to take Lacey and Ricky down to Houston, with even a trailer in tow. All Lacey has to do is sit there, but she can't help herself from complaining. With the risk of arriving late, or even completely missing her appointment with Dr. Now, Lacey reveals that she also missed her previous appointment with him. In probably the most drawn-out explanation ever, it takes Lacey about 2 minutes to form a coherent sentence.
You mean to tell me you were supposed to go see the doctor then? You were just around. You know what? All the information I get and everything that I hear just pisses me off, Lacey, because you are such he's lying. This is the second appointment she missed. I just found this out. I've been helping her out, helping her sell out things, helping her get money. Air tickets are cheap as right now. Cheap as every day this week, this is done. It pissed me off. If she lies one more time, I swear to God, I'm a karate chopper. I don't even want to drive down there no more. Y'all could have been down there a long time ago. Oh, we can't do it because of this. No, you know what? You could have did it. You could have got off your big, and you could have did it.
The reason for Lacey missing her last appointment was supposedly because flights were too expensive and driving was easier, but more unreliable because it takes about 5 days to travel. Obviously, this episode was filmed several years ago, so prices will have changed. But looking at some flights, the cheapest I've found were about $75 both ways. Surely, if Lacey skipped a few takeaways, she would probably be able to afford a plane ticket, rather than having Sharon drive her for 5 days. Now, if the abuse from Sharon wasn't enough, Ricky starts to realize what Lacey has been doing to him and doesn't hold back. He has given everything for her, hoping it will help and she will lose the weight, only for him to realize that she's never truly cared and made zero effort. Ricky breaks up with Lacey while driving down to Houston, and tensions reach an all-time high as Stacy pulls into a gas station. Now, officially at this point, everyone had lost the plot. Sharon is threatening to kill Lacey, Ricky has ran away, and Lacey calls 911.
Stupid. I'm gonna kill you in your sleep every which way around. I don't even feel safe being around Sharon any longer, and I have to do something. Hi, my name's Lacey Buckingham. I'm at this gas station, and I'm from Washington State, and the driver, Sharon Gilmore, and my ex-fiance, Ricky, are driving me to Pasadena, Texas. I'm scared because I'm going to be dropped off in this parking lot. I am disabled. I have, you know, a 6x12 trailer, and I'm just not sure what I'm doing right now.
Just so I can get everything straight.
Yes.
We'll go back over things. So he was your boyfriend.
Yes.
Apparently, did he just broke up with you just a few minutes ago?
Well, yeah,
prior
basically
to
the
call?
Sharon, his sister, you know.
Is that Sharon that's
Yeah,
in the car?
she's the-
So it's his sister?
Yeah,
Okay.
she says she's power of attorney.
Okay.
I'm in trouble, sir.
Why?
It's worth mentioning too that Lacey only starts to get emotional when she's the one in trouble, at risk of being stranded in the middle of nowhere with just her trailer. She doesn't cry when Ricky gets upset, or even when Sharon is calling her a liar, probably because she knows she is one. The police officers decide to let Ricky and Sharon leave, even though Lacey tried to get Ricky arrested for some reason and help Lacey find somewhere to stay for the night. If the police weren't enough, an ambulance arrives for Lacey too. Despite being taken into the hospital, there was actually nothing wrong with Lacey, and she was sent away the same day. Lacey's relationship with Ricky is completely over, as the pair call it quits in a service station.
RJ, don't cry. That.
As for the trailer, Ricky and Sharon donated Lacey's belongings to charity, which is probably deserved. With some luck and the help of a friend, Lacey hitches a ride and makes it the rest of the way to Houston to see Dr. Now. Back on the scales, Lacey's goal was to lose 50 pounds. Originally at 593 pounds, she weighs 581 now, only a 12-pound loss in the 4 months since her first appointment with the doctor. But to be honest, that isn't the worst thing going on in Lacey's life right now. She has nowhere to live as her apartment in Texas fell through, making her literally homeless. Even if she was able to find an apartment, all her furniture and belongings had obviously been donated to charity. Even Dr. Now realizes that Lacey had a myriad of domestic problems that she needs to tackle before she even needs to think about her weight loss, especially as that would require surgery and she would need outside support to help her recover properly. Dr. Now advises that Lacey needs to sort out her personal problems and lose 50 pounds before he will even think about allowing her back on the weight loss program. As this episode draws to a close, Lacey realizes how her behavior has ruined any chance of her losing weight. Her abuse toward Ricky, the only person who really wanted to help her, resulted in their breakup. As she has no one to help her get to Houston, Lacey doesn't think that there's any way she can get back on the program, so she doesn't really see any point in trying to lose weight at all. Lacey has been consistently negative throughout her entire episode, expecting everyone to look after her and take care of her every need, especially Ricky, who luckily got away from her before they got married. Lacey placed all her eggs in one basket, moving to Houston before she'd even lost the initial 50 pounds, and before her apartment was even available. If someone won't lose the weight for Lacey, she definitely won't be doing it anytime soon. Now, although Lacey was the most manipulative, she wasn't the laziest, as I give that title to Penny Sagar. And if you want to see a full breakdown of the laziest star ever on my 600 pound life, make sure you click the video that's on your screen now. now, and I'll see you in the next one.
And so highly recommend you go and follow Big Craig, 31,000 followers.
From claiming his body doesn't burn calories to calling Dr. Now a liar and sneaking food into the hospital, James King was undeniably the world's most hated star of My 600 Pound Life, with fans dubbing James the epitome of someone who refuses to be helped. As he piled on the pounds during Dr. Now's weight loss program, it's not surprising that his story ended in a very predictable way. To understand why James is so hated and what he did to earn this title, we need to go back to the beginning. We learn from James's first episode that he had an exceptionally difficult childhood, as his mother was an alcoholic and he was primarily raised by his father. He only saw his mother 3 times during his entire childhood, and she was drunk every single time. James admits that at times his family did struggle with money, so there was often moments where he was worried that he was going to get enough food to eat. This is where everything starts to go downhill for James.
I just started to eat as much as I could when I got the chance. And I remember the joy and safety there was in food.
He discovered early on that food could serve as a distraction to his unhappy home life, but we could never have expected it would turn into such a gluttonous habit that ruined the lives of everyone around him. Despite his traumatic childhood, he didn't garner much sympathy from fans. Fans of the show commented, "Such is life, but it's not an excuse to be lazy, selfish, and disrespectful to people. No wonder everyone was calling him a freeloader." Other commenters pointed out that they also had traumatic childhoods, but didn't develop an insane eating habit as a result. It's clear that James has no one else to blame except for himself. Skipping ahead slightly to James at 18, weighing in at over 400 pounds. We begin to see his true nature exposed here, as James explains how he met his partner, Lisa. Starting out as neighbours, Lisa had 4 kids with her abusive husband, but Lisa and James soon grew an attachment to each other that led to an affair. They quickly fell in love, with James noting that one of the key factors in his affections for Lisa was that she loved me for who I was. My weight didn't matter. Lisa describes her early relationship with James as active, noting how they often went riding or fishing together, which are probably the most sedentary sports imaginable. Having an affair is pretty bad, but it was about to get even worse for the couple and Lisa's husband. Lisa fell pregnant twice with children who weren't her husband's. James knowingly fathered 2 of Lisa's children, while they both pretended like they were Lisa's husbands and let him raise them. During this time, James suffered a minor ankle injury and needed the fire department to come pick him up and put him to bed, which leads us to the present day. At 550 pounds, life isn't looking good for James. He's completely bedbound and relies on his family for absolutely everything, most importantly, food. His partner Lisa has become his feeder.
But he's bedridden, so I'm an enabler. I bought this food and I carry the food to him, but I don't know how to stop.
Now that James is bedbound, it's difficult to know who's worse, James, who put himself there, or Lisa, who keeps him there. Let's not pretend that James is innocent in this situation. When Lisa brings him a healthier meal, they argue and fight about it. She doesn't want to make him feel uncomfortable, so she feeds him comfort food to keep him happy. James also threatens Lisa when she doesn't feed him enough. One fan points out, "If this was my husband, I would only feed him healthy food. He's lost 100 pounds within the first month. If he yelled at me, I'd punish him by skipping his next meal. It's called tough love." And if you think James couldn't get any worse, you'd be wrong. He drafts his daughter, Bailey, into the trenches of his bedsheets. He pulls her out of school to support Lisa in becoming his full-time carer. As James is so overweight, he can no longer walk to the bathroom, and he has to soil himself in his own bed. In one of the most shocking scenes of the whole episode, James calls over Lisa and Bailey, telling them he's been to the bathroom and that he needs to be cleaned up. James has to completely depend on his daughter for everything, including cleaning up his own feces. One commenter writes, "F everything else. The fact that they pulled their daughter out of school to become a full-time assistant caretaker is absolutely disgusting, shaking my head. It's unimaginable to think that James puts himself before the needs of his own daughter, taking her away from an education so that she can be his full-time 24/7 carer. Lisa feels heartbroken that James cannot live the life he used to be as he's bedbound, but fails to mention the difficult life it must be for Bailey, who acts as her assistant caretaker in all aspects of his life. In what is his last chance to save his life, James and Lisa decide to reach out to Dr. Now to try and make a change. They are immediately hit with the hard truth. Lisa is the enabler. She claims not to understand how James gained that much weight, making the excuse that she doesn't realize how many calories are in the food she's providing. If you haven't already started to hate James yet, you're definitely about to. As the trip to Houston and the treatment is so expensive, James and Lisa set up a GoFundMe to raise the funds. As you can imagine, people didn't exactly want to donate to someone as greedy and overindulgent as James, who'd gotten himself to over £600 by sheer gluttony. In need of immediate funds for his life-saving trip, James's dad refinanced his home to pay for the medical transport as a last resort. Unfortunately, this would all be for nothing. Raising the funds was the easy part, but now they have to figure out how they're going to transport a £600 man who hasn't gotten up to walk in years. They initially tried to put James in the back of a van, but as he's over 1 meter wider than the width of her van, he won't fit. They eventually settle on renting a moving van, strapping James in and going all the way to Texas. On moving day, James is strapped into an extra large hospital bed using ratchet straps to hold the fat spread across his body. It takes over 8 men to carry him from the house, and despite the community coming together to help James, he shows no gratitude for their efforts. He moans and complains the entire time, screeching every time the van goes over a bump. It's been a long ride for James when he arrives at the hospital, but it's about to get even longer. The time has come for James to meet the man who will hopefully save his life. It's clear that James was expecting a warm welcome with lots of sympathy for his illness, but Dr. Now has other methods. He quickly shuts down James's excuses and becomes a refreshing voice of reason for the viewer, who has undeniably been frustrated throughout the duration of the episode so far.
If they don't bring you food, what are you going to do to her? Scream? Yell?
Usually argue with her.
That's all.
Yeah, I get mad.
What are you coming to Houston for? We don't have a miracle for you. I talked to you, I talked to her, and what I see here, this is not a weight loss.
I just talked to you for the first time. I think, 4 months ago?
4 months is enough to lose 100 pounds. To get under 600 pounds.
Really?
Yes.
Dr. Now also confronts Lisa.
I've been trying to get him out of that bed.
No, you're not. If you did, last time I talked to you, you changed your diet. It doesn't look like he lost any weight. Is this a lifestyle of a human being? This is a miserable lifestyle.
Dr. Now tries to convey the gravity of James's situation to Lisa, explaining that he hasn't got much time left as a direct result of Lisa's actions. After a tough initial meeting with Dr. Now, James is placed on a strict diet in the hospital in order to prepare for the weight loss surgery. James is put on an 800 calorie a day diet in an attempt to lose 180 pounds in 1 month. James does initially see success in the weight loss inside the hospital, and so Dr. Now allows him to move into an apartment nearby to continue the treatment at home, away from his watchful eye. As you'd expect, things don't exactly go to plan. James claims that he's only cheated a couple of times, a couple too many when you're living on borrowed time. The effects of this cheating catch up with James almost instantly as he's rushed to hospital with chest pain. The doctors determined that James was experiencing heart failure. At this point, he's so obese that the doctors need to put a central line through his neck for the medication to flow quicker, because his body's so big it wouldn't have reached his heart in time. After being treated for heart failure, he's sent home again to continue his diet plan. It's now been 2 months since he's seen Dr. Now, and he was supposed to have lost over 100 pounds. It's clear that things haven't been going well. After Lisa's car is towed, they've been unable to make trips to the supermarket and are having to rely on takeout food.
Food.
Got it.
That's a pretty ridiculous excuse, considering they could have just walked to the supermarket instead. It's especially ironic considering the pair claimed they were too broke to repair the car, which is only 1 flat tire, yet they're eating takeout food every single night, which has got to be at least $25 when you're ordering what they're ordering.
Just then,
Ever since I've had my heart failure, all that stress and stuff has been making it hard for me to resist my cravings. The biggest setback has been losing the use of our car. Lisa was driving down the freeway and her tires started to come off, and we can't afford to pay for a cab, so we have to order out a lot right now.
When Lisa decides to make fish for dinner one night, James exclaims he doesn't want to eat that shit anymore. I'm tired of the same stuff. He shouts over at Lisa, order me a Chinese, and she shows little challenge.
Egg rolls and rice, fried rice.
I don't know about the rice, though.
That's what I want, though.
But rice is on that paper that we're not supposed to have.
It's fried.
It's still rice. Fried is
Well, that's what I want. I'm tired of fish and chicken, Lisa. I'm sick of it.
I'll get my phone and see if we can get it delivered.
Soon enough, a Chinese takeout turns up at the door and straight down James's throat and his sheets. As the viewer, it's frustrating to watch Lisa continuously give in to James. She could have easily denied his request and made him a proper meal, and if he didn't eat it, he would have been better off anyway. One commentator points this out perfectly. James would hate me because once he started hollering about the food he wants, I'd be like, get up and go and get it, and walk out of the room. The daughter is the only one I have sympathy for. Those other two can kick rocks. Dr. Now shares this view when he comes round to check on James, where he immediately notices that James hasn't lost any weight at all. The pair come up with so many excuses, but none place the responsibility on either of them. Dr. Now orders James to return to the hospital to continue his treatment.
I don't think the doctor's being fair, and I don't know why he thinks I look bigger, but he's wrong because I feel better, and I know I'm smaller than when I started doing this. So hopefully when I get into the hospital and get my weight, I can prove it to him there.
It's James's first day back in hospital and he is weighed straight away. 840 pounds shows up on the scale. The hospital room erupts in conflict between Dr. Now and the pair. James complains that he hasn't had any support, that he didn't have a good nutritionist, and claims that there's something else at play here that could explain his exponential weight gain.
You know that I'm just now getting resources I've been needing.
We're talking about your food. We're not talking anything
all
else.
of it. I've needed all of it though to start with. I haven't had home health. I've had nothing.
Are you telling me that to start?
Initially, Dr. Now set him on an 800 calorie a day diet. It's clear that because of his rapid weight gain in such a short amount of time, James has got to have been eating 10,000 calories a day, 13 times what he should have been eating. Dr. Now then pins the blame on Lisa. Why won't you stop overfeeding him?
Why won't you stop overfeeding him?
I don't know what the issue is. I know, like I said, that he has cheated some, but I will not bring him nothing else.
Is not some. Is every day and every hour and every meal.
She pleads with Dr. Now not to give up on him, and he agrees to give him one more chance, allowing him an additional hospital stay on an 800 calorie a day diet. But a month later, he's lost no weight and is up to 844 pounds. Dr. Now gives James an ultimatum: lose 100 pounds in 2 months on his own, or he's completely done with him. 2 months later, James is back in hospital. Dr. Now weighs him up, and the figure shows he hasn't lost any weight. As promised, Dr. Now refuses any further treatment and discharges him. If James ever wants to be considered for treatment again, he must weigh under 600 pounds. He's had every chance and opportunity to lose weight, and he hasn't even tried. The amount of resources that James has taken advantage of to help him have all been for nothing. James has failed, but he firmly believes it's due to no fault of his own. To make matters worse, Dr. Now predicts that James only has the rest of the year to live.
You're still not losing weight and you're gaining again.
I understand he had some ups and downs, but he's been really trying now, doctor.
I don't know what else we can do for you. I think the best thing for you is to go back to Kentucky. I don't want to hear any more excuses. I'm done. If you want to be considered at all ever again, when you show up, you need to be under 600 pounds. Okay? Goodbye.
Dr. Now must be the most patient man in history. As we find out from the follow-up episode featuring James, Where Are They Now?, he has been remitted to hospital following a somewhat successful stunt at weight loss. Again, James is placed on the scales, 770 pounds, 4 pounds down from his last hospital stay.
For the first time since you started this process, you lost weight on your own. And that's the only reason I'm considering allowing you back on the program.
Dr. Now keeps James in the hospital for another month on a 1,200 calorie diet where he loses over 130 pounds. It's incredibly frustrating to watch James lose hundreds of pounds with ease when he's kept in the hospital, just as easy as it is for him to gain it when he stays at home. Following his successful weight loss, Dr. Now agrees to send him home again, but this proves a failure yet again as he comes back to the hospital on weigh-in day and has gained another 50 pounds.
You do your part and he does his part, or I'm through with you. 50? You understand this?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so I'm sick and tired of wasting my time coming here, bringing all the people working for you, and you do nothing. I'm offering you help, and the problem is that you abuse that help and you're lying about it. And you two keep wasting all the energy and resources given to you.
With nowhere else to turn, Dr. Now calls Adult Protective Services on Lisa. He claims that Lisa is endangering James's life through overfeeding
At this
and that
point-
he will die within a year if she continues. Lisa clings on to the notion that this is out of her control, even insisting that James's body doesn't burn calories.
She ain't giving me no food.
I couldn't
and
tell
the only
you
thing I'm
what-
eating is what she's bringing me.
Doctor, now I think it has a lot. He does exercises with his arms. I help him with his legs.
She's lost 80 pounds, and I'm losing nothing. Something don't add up.
You don't think your weight has to do anything with your eating habit?
No, I don't.
So what do you think your weight come from? Thin air?
We
you
want
wanted
his
to
life
do it-
different.
No, you're the one that you're hurting him, okay?
I'm not hurting him. I haven't gave him no food. I done told you that. But I'm telling you right
Okay,
now,
and-
I have not gave him no food.
Okay, this
How does
is
she
all
lose 80 pounds
miracle,
in-
right?
No, it's not a miracle. His body doesn't burn calories.
Lisa's intentions become increasingly more apparent as the episode nears the end, as her earlier statement, "If he starts to walk again, he won't need me," rings true here. Lisa intentionally keeps James bedbound in order to keep looking after him and keep cashing disability checks. Ironically, taking care of him is leading to his death. In a final push, Dr. Now presents James with a life or death ultimatum. Stay in hospital for 5 days without Lisa or leave treatment for good. Dr. Now is trying to show James just how much of a hindrance Lisa's behavior is, but they both laugh in his face, and James chooses Lisa.
That your weight will be this way if you're eating properly. You keep telling the same thing and you believe the same thing.
Won't you make somebody come watch me then?
No, it's simply, let's let her stay 5 days, go have free time for her, and you stay here, let's see what happens.
James stays in the hospital and still doesn't lose any weight. Lisa finally admits, after Dr. Now's many accusations, that yes, she is sneaking food into the hospital for him to eat. The smug look on Lisa's face wouldn't last long, as unfortunately for James, on the 3rd of April in 2020, he was rushed to the hospital for a final time and tragically lost his life due to complications with sepsis, alongside a litany of other health complications. His family and TLC all released statements sharing how heartbroken they were, with many viewers sharing a controversial view on his untimely demise. If you want to learn more about his death and to find out more about other stars of the show who's lost their lives, click the video that's on your screen now, and I'll see you in the next one.
And so highly recommend you go and follow Big
Apparently, there's like a new massive fucking ad campaign about how anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. So we're gonna check that out. Everyone's getting these videos by like this out of nowhere organization that is part of the long-standing American pro-Israel lobby. That basically it's a campaign that exists to try and claim that talking about Israel and referring to it in 100% true and accurate terms is actually anti-Semitism. You know, this is just a channel that popped up recently, and basically all of their views
There's no room. They can't come there.
from them buying ads on YouTube. So I'm wondering if we can look up this organization. It's called Shine a Light on Anti-Semitism, but like every video they have is like about how anti-Semitism is actually being against Israel.
Feels like he supports the Holocaust.
Wait, they don't have like any, whereas like the abouts on their website or anything, partners maybe? Who is this? Israeli American Council.
Communism is based.
They don't seem to like mention like who their executives are and stuff. I mean, they're partnered with the ADL, who are another organization that is basically all about doing exactly what I just said. Stand with us. Massive organization that just does nothing. Well, not massive as an organization, but they are massive at like equating anything to do with Israel to be like criticism of Israel, attack on Israel to be anti-Semitic. They have an organization here that literally says Christians United for Israel. Holy shit. They're sponsored by like the insane evangelicals who believe that Israel needs to exist to like bring back the Messiah. So that's great. This is very non-transparent though. Like it's just a list of organizations, most of these being pro-Israel organizations as well. But they don't have like a list of their own like board members and shit. speakers. I don't recognize any of these people. Yeah, Rosenberg, I know that guy. That's the guy who spams Twitter about how Palestinian existence is anti-Semitic. Basically, exactly what you would expect. Emily Schrader, she's one of those people too. It's like all Barry Weiss. It's like all the fucking B-list American Zionists. So of course, you know what the content of the video is going to be,
Can't believe
right?
it's from
You know
20
what it's gonna
years
be.
ago.
It's going to be
This is
saying that, of
pre-October
course, it's not
7th.
anti-Semitic to
Good on you,
criticize
Dad.
Israel, and then
Dude,
proceeding to list every single.
Yo, I've been a Palestinian advocate, like in a useful capacity, for about 20. I started advocating for Palestinian, like 2004, 2005. When was, I think it was 2008 that there was an assault on Gaza. 2005? That was a disengagement. 2005, the unilateral withdrawal of Israeli security forces in the Gaza Strip. That didn't last. That's 2005. 20 years later, they're back and murdering everyone. So bad. When did they? Actually, I think they went back in like 3 years later. Gaza, there's 2008. This is when because I had a friend who was Palestinian growing up, and his dad, who wasn't Muslim, he was Christian, but he was Palestinian, but was still terrorized by the IDF, and told us fucking insane stories. So I've been aware of this oppression, this situation. I mean, it's an occupation. This colonial project. I've been aware of this colonial project since the early 90s, but I didn't start becoming an activist until 2008. Let me see what happened. Yeah, the Gaza war. They call it war, but these are all just attempts at genocide. Operation Cast Lead, or the Gaza Massacre, which sounds referred to as the Battle of El Furqan. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing that. Here, I'm gonna let y'all see this. We're on the Wikipedia right now. Look at this. Look at this. I'm like a freaking red tuber right now. This is when okay, so wait. Hamas calls it the Battle of El Furqan. Was a 3-week armed conflict between Gaza Strip Palestinian paramilitary groups and the Israeli Defense Forces. Began in December 2008 and ended in January. So it was 2 months long. Way shorter. Okay, the conflict resulted in. Look at this. Okay. I mean, when you look at the comparison now, post October 7th, and you look at these numbers, I mean, what is that? Okay, so there was like, what's the average? I'm gonna pull the average here. Where's my calculator? I can probably do this easier, but whatever. I've been drinking, so I don't feel like doing math in my brain. All right. So there were between, let's see, 1,166. Between that and 1417. 1,417. The average between those two numbers is, so we'll say 1,291, but we'll round up, 1,292 deaths on the Palestinian side. Israeli deaths, 13. What's that percentage? So we take this number divided by 13. I think I'm pretty sure that I have to move over the decimal point a couple times. I think it's like less than 1%. It's like, I'm pretty sure 13 out of 1,300. Actually, that's you know what? Hold up. $1,300 divided by 13. It's 100. So so that's like 1%. It was 1%. This death, 13 versus 1,300. Is Israel took 1% of the amount of damage, of the amount of death Palestinians took. 1%. These aren't wars. If this was actually a war, we would see much closer, much closer numbers as far as fatalities go. Well, let's look at World War II. Let's look at the Soviet Union versus Nazi Germany. Both lost 25 million, but it was both. Both lost that amount. If say the Nazis, took 25 million Soviets, but but what would it be, 2,500? If the Nazis took like 1%, what's 1% of 25 million? Well, it's 250,000. That's 1% of 25 million is 250,000, which is less than what the U.S. took as far as casualties go. As in World War II, the U.S. took about 400,000 casualties, which is not an insignificant amount. But compared to 25 million, which you can mostly contribute to the Eastern Front. So to call this assault on Gaza, even back then, and which is 2008, which is when I became an activist, is when I was aware of the situation before, but I was taking to the streets. I was protesting. I was there with the people. It's, to continue to call this a war. This has never been a war. The closest thing that there has been to a war, which what you can legitimately consider a war, was 1968. Ever since then, it's just been genocide, using the excuse of a hostile environment. They've basically been using 1968 as an excuse that at any slight infraction, there's a lot. There's slight or serious infractions. October 7th, pretty scary shit, but taken out of context, terrifying. You put it into context, it's kind of like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? It seems pretty dumb. Imagine if the Nazis threw like a music festival outside of a concentration camp, and the people inside the concentration camp, the Jewish people inside the concentration camp, broke out and killed the Nazis at the music festival. I'm not gonna say anymore.
Single possible criticism of Israel. Now, using the term criticism to refer to Israel, by the way, is dumb, because it's like saying of course it's okay to critique the Nazi party, and of course they definitely think it's anti-Semitic that I said that. Don't worry, of course they do. I critique like a movie, I critique like a book, I critique like the content of like a welfare bill. I don't critique a settler colonial nation state, I denounce it. And who is this even? I don't know, let's see, maybe I'll list her credentials at the end of the video.
Is it anti-Semitic to criticize Israel? No. No country is immune from criticism. In fact, protesting or criticizing your government without fear is a sign of a healthy democracy.
This must be like made by like some fucking, the most milquetoast, boring ad agency possible. Listen to the fucking music, the presentation, everything about it.
But let's be clear. There is a line between legitimate criticism and anti-Semitism. Way too often anti-Israel protesters cross that line, and anti-Semites co-opt the results. So where is that line? What distinguishes legitimate criticism from anti-Semitism? Let's start.
I can't wait to find out about this from a pro-Israel organization sponsored by like evangelical Christians for the return to Zion. I can't wait to see what they have to say about this.
Start with the obvious. It is never okay to say things like this, or this.
I mean, yeah. What does it do with Israel, though?
And it's never okay to attack Jews or vandalize Jewish institutions as a form of protest against the Israeli government. But anti-Semitic language disguised as criticism of Israel can be far more subtle. Presenting Zionism as colonialism or racism erases Jewish history and denies that.
Do you fucking see? Exactly. They go from like taking random tweets of people saying anti-Semitic shit, and then literally 5 seconds later, with like this sleight of hand, calling Israel colonialism. Now that's also anti-Semitic. Like resist Zionism and imperialism, resisting Zionism, resisting the colonization of Palestine. That's kind of anti-Semitic, my dude. Not allowing yourself to be colonized by foreign invaders. That's kind of problematic, my dude. And then like the other example they give. See, the thing is, it's a Star of David equals Nazi sign, swastika. Now this could just be someone making a very unfortunate error of taking the Star of David and thinking it's like just an Israeli flag symbol. But the thing is, Israel put the Star of David in their flag. So using the Star of David, as long as you mean it to be a reference to the Israeli flag, is not anti-Semitic in of itself. Using like a yellow star or something like that absolutely would be obviously. But this is definitely them trying to equate someone, comparing Israel to the Nazis with being anti-Semitic in of itself. Someone using the Star of David because it's on the Israeli flag, obviously. It's obviously a symbol of Israel, not just of Judaism, because Israel uses it in their fucking flag. So, it depends on the context and how it's being used. And in this case, it's obviously being used to make a comparison to the Nazis in Israel. You can do that, 100% sure. You know why? Because Israel mimics plenty of fucking Nazi practices. And a great way for Israel to not be compared to the Nazis would be for them not to do so much shit that Nazis also did. Little piece of advice for you there. To call that anti-Semitic is obviously just trying to shut down completely valid comparisons. If you don't want to be compared to another racial fascist settler state, don't be a racial fascist settler state. It really is that simple.
Or racism erases Jewish history and denies that Jews are indigenous to the land of Israel.
Oh, yes, denying indigeneity because I think that 3,000 years ago, I had an ancestor who lived in this place. That's not what indigeneity is. I've already been over this in my video on the topic. If you don't think that I had the divine right to move to Palestine, expel as many Palestinians as I could get away with, and move into that Palestinian's house, you're an anti-Semite. Source? Well, 3,000 years ago, Here's a text written in Hebrew, and I believe that I may have been related to someone who lived here 3,000 years ago. Amazing argument. They know they can't deal with these points, right? They know they can't deal with these arguments. And the solution to that is just to vaguely gesture and say that it's anti-Semitic.
Racing 4,000 years.
Right after, like 20 seconds earlier, they were showing actual anti-Semitic tweets to try and say that, like, this is exactly the same as those.
Of Jewish identity, history, and practice. That is anti-Semitic. This is another line that...
It's just kind of weird too. So, for example, if I was to say that Aristotle didn't exist and Socrates was a piece of shit bastard who was actually Turkish, would I be anti-Greek because I am erasing Greek history? I don't think anyone would ever make that accusation. I think they would just kind of laugh. Like, you can really tell when they try and essentially force you to believe in their own self-mythology that connects them, like, by some sort of divine genetic right with people who lived somewhere 4,000 years ago. And if you refuse to acknowledge our divine genetic right, that makes you anti-Semitic. And yeah, obviously the original Zionists were like, we are colonizers. We love colonizers. We love you, Cecil Rhodes. Please help us. And now look at the examples they're using now. Saying that Israel is committing genocide, which it factually is and has been since the very beginning. Saying that the Israeli government is racist and fascist, which it obviously is, and that they kill babies. Yeah, they do.
I didn't even hit the button,
Israel.
yo.
According to Wikipedia, first thing that shows up, which is certainly a low estimate, because considering the kind of people who edit Wikipedia, 850 children killed by Israel in 10 years. Sounds like calling them baby killers is pretty fucking okay, because they factually kill babies. A great way to not be called a baby killer is to not kill babies. It's pretty simple.
That shouldn't be crossed. It's anti-Semitic to compare a sovereign and democratic state to genocidal fascism.
It's not a comparison. No one's making a comparison there. All they have to do is point to what you do. Anyone can look at Israel and see that. There's not even a comparison there. Saying that Israel is doing genocide, Israel is racist, Israel is fascist, Israel kills babies. That's not a comparison. Those are just facts. Citing factual information that literally everyone with a brain knows and can clearly see. That's anti-Semitism. Apparently, the reality of what Israel does is anti-Semitic. Someone should tell Israel that. Maybe it should stop doing those things then. Maybe that would help.
When you're comparing Israel to Nazism, that's just simple anti-Semitism.
Why? Why is comparing a country that mimics many of the practices of the Nazis right fucking now anti-Semitic? Tell us. Oh, she's not going to. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't say she. She's just like some paid actor. She didn't write this, obviously.
Claiming that Israel is an apartheid state. Does that cross?
Do you think they just like found like a random black actress? I don't know who this is.
Line. Again, criticism is
not credited.
Fine, and there are grounds to criticize, as there are for any country, just not wrapped in lies that demonize Israel alone. Like all countries, Israel is not perfect, but a far cry from apartheid.
Israeli.
So while it's become commonplace
she just has this, she doesn't have to. This is like how the propaganda works. They know they cannot argue these points. So what they have to do now is just say that they're wrong. Just say that they're wrong with no elaboration, and say that, like, even arguing that is by default anti-Semitic. If there is ever any indication that Israel is absolutely in tatters in the war for hearts and minds, this is it. This is it. They can't do it anymore. They can't manage it anymore. They don't even have like talking points anymore. All they have is saying this, acknowledging the basic reality of what's going on. That is anti-Semitic. No, I will not elaborate. They are losing. All they have left going for them is the support of Western governments. Get rid of that and they're totally fucked.
Call Israel an apartheid state? It's also a lie, engineered to delegitimize Israel and Israel alone. Comparing Zionism to Nazism and accusing Israel of colonialism and apartheid quickly moves to the accusation that Jews have dual loyalty.
What? How in the fuck is that even remotely related? Resistance against colonialism is not a crime, it's a duty. And then the next one is like saying the Jews are behind some sort of anti-white conspiracy. This is how they operate. They take something completely unobjectionable. Resistance against colonialism is not a crime. And they somehow try and connect this with like some fucking KKK, white supremacist propaganda poster. Totally unrelated, but they're trying to say that this one led to this, okay? This one somehow led to this. I got news for you, lady. Or not for you, for whoever's paying you. For whoever's, you know, whoever pays you to read this script. Anti-Semitism in this vein predates this by about 500 years. So
Literally.
this doesn't lead to this.
Come
Okay? Not even remotely. Not even fucking, that's totally unrelated. This is a response to what Israel does to Palestinians.
I mean, I might
which
be
is
wrong. I
Not
might
just
be wrong.
apartheid.
I might be wrong. Well, we might be pushing 1,000 years. Said it's this like this as far as the other form of anti-Semitism, this kind of anti-Semitism. This predates this anti-Semitism. That empanada said it was about 500 years. It's probably closer to 1,000. Because they like to pretend that this conflict, that this sort of anti-Semitism by the Palestinian people, I'm not even gonna, no quotes all over Palestinian. They're actually Palestinians. They want to pretend that this is the conflict that has lasted thousands of years. It's not. Their 1,000-year struggle has been in Europe, in Eastern Europe, and Russia. Not in the Middle East. Jewish people have been living peacefully for centuries in the Middle East. It wasn't until the Zionist project, which had European origins, decided that, like, actually, we're going to take the place that you have been living, people, you Palestinian people, you're gonna have to move out because we need our own place to stay. So sorry, and they're gonna like, well, where are we supposed to go? We don't care. Just fuck off. And then you expect people to be like, oh, sounds good. Sounds good. You're kind of like, you know what? How about fuck you? But I get to keep my home, and you fuck off and stay in Europe. Or fight for your rights in Europe. And there are places in the world, even during the time of the Holocaust, where it was where outside of any kind of Israeli state, where it was safe for Jewish people. I can think of one where I'm at right now. US of fucking A, baby. Jewish people were, Jewish people, in the West, under like the white Christian nationalist regimes that exist in the West, essentially. Jews aren't safe, obviously. And the more war crimes they commit on the Palestinians, the less safe they're making Jewish / non-Zionist Jewish people unsafe in the Western world. Here's the way it's going to roll out. If you want to be real about it, Zionists. Let's live in the Zionist world for a second. Let's you know what? Let's say, because anti-Semitism is just pervasive for reasons. Like people, it's just like a force of nature, Semitism, right? And like any kind of criticism against Jewish people, not even against Jewish people, against Israelis in particular. Like if you're criticizing Israel, the state of Israel, you are committing the highest of anti-Semitisms. So in your best case scenario, so like you're basically like, this is where all the Jews should live. You want all the Jews in the world, in the West, everywhere to come there, live in Israel. Is that And then at this, while you're doing this, the like real anti-Semitism is rising in the West. All the Jewish people go to Israel. The West is anti-Semitic. Now you're all in one place. What the fuck's happening here?
People's country by foreign invading a
Hey, are you there? Hello? hello. Yeah.
Check. Hello? Yellow. Hello?
Check 2. Hello.
There you
can
are.
Hear me. All right.
What's
Unplug,
happening?
replug, worked.
What's going on?
Not too much.
Oh, man.
All right. Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot accomplished today. I just had to go to a funeral service in the morning, and that took up a big chunk of the day. And then we came home and went grocery shopping, took a nap, and lo and behold, the day is almost over.
Hey, that's what Saturday's for, as far as I'm concerned. I slept most of the day, too.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, well, I mean, I think I
catching
slept.
up on-
My cats woke me up at 3 in the morning as usual, because that's when I usually get up for work. And fed 'em. And then I was up for a little bit, and then I crashed out, I think, like 5 o'clock or something, and then woke up again at 11:30. No, actually,
wow.
no. Actually, I woke up at 11:30, but then I had to sleep. I actually didn't get up until about 2:30.
Holy cow. Wow. That's some sleeping. That's Olympic sleeping.
Yeah, I'm a professional. Professional
Nice.
sleeper, man. I'll sleep as long. I can hibernate if society would let me. But anywho,
crawl away into. Hey, I'm getting a little bit of like crackling buzz on your mic. I think I don't know what's causing that.
All right, let me know if it
Not
continues. I'm not sure what it's called. I am moving around a little bit, so maybe it's because I'm moving my cord around.
Yeah, it's like.
Is it still going?
Kind of like, yeah, it's like a crackling noise.
All right, give me a second. Give me a second.
Yeah, it happens when you.
Hey, hello. Yellow.
Okay,
Can you hear me
it's
now?
still there, I think.
Still, really?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
All right,
yeah.
I'm gonna try one more thing. Check. Hello?
Okay, I can hear you there now.
Is it any better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So I had
What'd you do?
I don't even know, bro.
Switch
I was connected with my USB port. I unplugged it to see if that would help, but then like it wasn't reconnected. Like it wasn't going wireless. Like it was just like my button kept blinking, and it wouldn't reconnect unless I put the thing back in. So I basically had to like, kind of like just turn my controller off, turn it back on, and then I'm doing this wirelessly now. So I thought maybe it was the wire that was doing it. I'm having issues, man. Like I keep getting like I have been like my controller will keep quote unquote disconnecting while it's connected to the board, like hard lined in, but sometimes it'll be accompanied by a shock. Like if I'll get a little shock from my paddles on the back, and then like it'll disconnect.
Oh my god.
And I'm kind of like, yeah, it's weird, right? And like, so I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's the controller. I hate this controller, the Elite. It's so goddamn expensive. It's absurdly expensive. It is more expensive than it should be by probably about $100 fucking. But it feels really good. It plays really good, and when it's working, it's working. I've been having connection issues with it, man. Weird shit going on. I was having the weird audio issues for like a super long time, which seemed to have kind of worked itself out apparently. But this connection thing where I'll just be playing randomly and then like please reconnect your controller, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. It's got to be like a program thing. So, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I've been taking this too long. You have anything you want to jump into? You got any special?
What's that?
You got any your dailies you got to do? Anything you want to jump into?
Oh yeah. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I got all my dailies I gotta do.
Let's do it.
Warcry, marksman kills, 5 score streak kills. Shouldn't be that hard.
I'm trying to get one more 5 kills without dying. Or sniper rifle. This might be my last sniper rifle. Unlock. I don't need to unlock dark matter on any of these, but just kind of have nothing else to do. I can unlock all of them. It wouldn't make a difference. I can unlock one of them, and well, this isn't getting anything. Are you dealership or red card?
I'm more red card, I think.
All right, cool. Red card's good for snipers. I mean, dealership's not a terrible map, like it, but it doesn't have like as good of long lines of sight like red card does. The whole lobby in red card is just like a sniper fest. Love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember me talking about that movie, Salo, for 100 Days in Sodom, Italian movie, analysis of fascism, and it's like one of these like kind of like shocker movies where like it's like disturbing. I don't know if I don't know what to even call the genre. But like shock movies that are like notoriously like over the top as far as like their depictions of violence or gore or
Right. Is that by the guy who did Santa Sangre?
That's a great question. I'm before this match.
Can't think of the guy's name, but
Santa Sangre. I'm googling it like as quickly. Santa Sangre. 89 film. I know it's not because this.
I'll be back.
It's Jodorowsky. Sorry. No. I'm sorry. That's
Jovarsky. Is that the Santa Sangre guy?
Alejandro Jodorowsky. He did Holy Mountain, didn't he?
The lead is ours.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, different guy. Different
That
guy.
sounds right.
Pasolini
Different guy, okay.
was a communist Italian who made films and was murdered basically for making this by like mafia in Italy / right wing organizations.
Wow.
Like right before the movie came out, assassinated, pretty brutal style, pretty horrible. But
Incoming Semtex.
Why was he assassinated?
For making this movie, basically, yeah, for being a communist, for for saying bad stuff about right wingers, for just being just you know,
fuck.
The same reason why someone would want to kill like Bernie Sanders, just you know what I mean? Bernie Sanders is a communist. You know what I mean? Something like it. But like, but this movie was like the way to. I mean, it's basically making connections between fascism and like sadomasochism, and I'm sure it probably hit a nerve, at least the very idea amongst the right wing. Basically, just calling right wingers sadomasochists who enjoy pleasure from other people's pain at the end of the day. You know, which is kind of like the thesis of the movie, which like I'm trying to kind of bounce off of. I don't know if you ever heard of Umberto Eco's essay called Fascism, where he tries to kind of create, like, in the face of the kind of different forms of in which it appears, he tries to create like a universal definition for fascism. Because that's a tool of fascism, the fact that like all fascisms are a little bit different. Like fascists actually use that to their advantage. Like when Trump was like at Madison Square Garden, when he was like, they're calling us Nazis. Isn't that ridiculous? And it's like, there's different kind of fascists. And they exploit that fact. It's like, no, I mean, maybe, okay, you're not a Nazi technically. You sure as fuck is a fascist. You're 1,000% a fascist. You are fascist as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that, the essay or fascism kind of tries to make that definition. You know, like what connects all the fascism, and so you can kind of point to them as characteristics. But he doesn't really talk about sadomasochism in that. In that essay at all. So I'm kind of like weighing the two off of each other. You know what I mean? Let's see what Pasolini has to say as far as like, I don't know if Pasolini's just if he's talking about fascism or power in general. So whatever. This has been my weekend project.
Eyes on hostile concussion.
Good fun. And just sucking ass at Call of Duty. Man, I had a game where I was killed like 77 times. I was like, I'm pretty convinced that it had to be wrong. It was like 77 versus like 20 kills. Like, no, I was like, I was getting that beaten up. I feel like I would have rage quit. I didn't feel like I was getting that destroyed. I don't know if you've experienced that in this game.
I'm sure I've had a game like, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, you're just I've had games where I just felt like guys were cheating, you know, like I'm like, how the fuck is this guy hopping around like a maniac and I cannot kill him and he keeps killing me with one shot every single time?
It's definitely a possibility.
That
cheating is
happened
prevalent
more than once.
Definitely a thing, especially if you're playing against people that got crossplay up. Not too difficult to cheat. It's pretty easy to cheat actually on console too. There's this thing. What do they call it? Chronos. They call it a Chronos. It's this little. It's like basically like a little box. You like kind of connect your controller to, and then you connect that to your console, and you can basically like make it so like no recoil, or you know, or like aim like aim
Come
lock.
on.
You know how you aim in like Grand Theft Auto, where like whenever you aim, it just kind of locks on your enemy. Like that shit, or just like or in the campaign, like Call of Duty. That's kind of how it is too. They got that kind of aim hot, but like having that in multiplayer is cheating. But yeah, the Chronos would do that and other stuff. But I think mostly like taking away recoils and yeah, it's probably the most prevalent way to cheat on console. And we're probably running.
Losers.
The biggest losers, Elon Musk level losery.
Yeah.
Cheating at video games is
Again,
the most pathetic thing you can possibly do. Just for the fact that video games take zero physical effort. You can just sit in your chair and get good. You gotta cheat, sitting in your chair, being a nobody. Fuck off forever. Here. Why do you exist? Why do you breathe air other people could be?
Wow. Shit.
Oh shit.
Engaging shooter.
I'm kind of sick of these people on the balcony.
Which bell? Oh, okay.
I don't know if anyone's up there right now. Well,
Are they?
Killed by a spring mine. Yeah,
Shit,
I
we
know
got
there's
guys on
somebody
our
up
side
there.
right now. I'm on the stairwell on the. Oh shit. Oh. It looks like one of our guys is using that person as a body shield. I was like, I will not interrupt. Carry on, friend.
What's going on over here?
Like, I will not intervene. It looks like you got the situation under control.
Guys are getting along. I'll just.
Oh shit, oh shit. Oh, behind you, I think. Oh god, where am I getting shot from?
I got him.
Got him, sweet. Hey. Come through that little office room. What would you want to call that middle area? Kind of like this inside where people kind of hide out and shoot from outside the lobby. So like the ticketing area or something? What is that?
Time short. We'll head down.
Where they
like where the offices?
The community.
Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there's the huge lobby area, but there's like the little rooms to the side. And kind of like hiding.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What are those? Like, what would you call those? Like offices, or like is that like ticketing, or like what is that?
Yeah. And it does look like.
I'm gonna see what the
ticket
map
office.
officially calls it. Outside it says, yeah, it's not English. Yeah, it is ticket. It's a ticket office.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right.
If I ever see anyone in here, I'm gonna be like, assholes and tickets. And this was a close one, but I don't think we're gonna get it. Woo! Plus, since I'm on the team, holy shit! God damn it, dude! I've been playing like garbage. And I'm gonna be honest, I think it might be a fascist conspiracy to bring me down because of my investigation into the sadomasochistic aspects of it.
That's. What else could it be?
What else could it be? It couldn't be. I'm just sucking ass. Oh man, how did you do? You're in team top 2 without me. You're in team top 2 with our boy Taylor. On team top bottom with Manlax. Team bottom 2. Brutal. You got what's your schedule today? You got time for more?
Yeah, I'll do. I'll see. Let me see where I'm at. I want to definitely do.
Oh, you got more mission dailies to do?
Yeah, let's see where I'm at here. Oh, no score streak kills. That's a.
Wait. No score streak kills? What's that?
I didn't get any score streak
Oh,
kills. So I didn't.
What do you have assigned right now?
A score
Here,
streak.
I'm pulling this out real quick. What do you got assigned right now? As far as your score?
Yeah, you know what? I totally fucked up. Before I got into this match, I changed my goddamn score streaks. I do have the RCXD though, so
you got
know.
that. But you
I
should put
changed-
on. You
I
should put that on. You should put on Archangel, and you should put on.
Yeah, I'll put Archangel back.
And maybe LDBRs or one of these. There's the LDBR Napalm Striker hand cannon. Those might be your best choice for a third for getting the kill. But you need what?
Right.
How many kills do you need?
5.
I mean, you honestly with the RCXD and the Archangel alone, you should probably be able to take care of that.
Yeah, I know.
A match or two.
I'm surprised I didn't get an RCXD deployment.
Yeah, you're number 2.
Oh well, I didn't keep the streak running, I guess.
Let's try it. What do you have any other challenges that you're doing now?
Just kills with the marksman.
Okay, right on. How were you at on that?
Yeah, 20 of 50.
All right, you might be in for a couple more matches, man.
Yeah, probably.
I'm with you. I'm standing with you through these matches until you get your dailies done. We're in this to win this. Going for Skyline. Man.
Lowtown's the one with the water, right?
Yeah, you know what? I changed my position on Low. I do like Lowtown, not as much as Skyline or some of them, but I've learned that map enough to not be annoyed so much by the water. You can kind of jump across the boats super quick and not have to worry about swimming. It's not that bad, man. I pretty much kind of start loving most maps once I find the choke points. You know?
Right, yeah.
That Skyline's a nice one. It's basically like almost like a 3-lane. It's good fun. You know what? I'm looking at this Mount Rushmore loading screen I got going on right now. I say fuck it. Put Trump up there. Put Trump on Mount Rushmore. It's not going to make it any better or worse. Mount Rushmore's stupid. Just go ahead and give it. Put Trump's fucking big. And hopefully, maybe they'll. You know what? Honestly, there's a good chance. There's a good chance they might fuck it up and make it stupid, and then it would be like eternal. It would be glorious.
True. Yeah, that would be funny.
We've taken control.
And you know, but it doesn't.
It's so goddamn ugly. Anyway,
I mean, I mean, whether or not they like make it fucked up or either way, it's going to be ridiculous and absurd and worthy of laughter.
Yeah.
It's not like they can deface that natural, that, you know, basically, I mean, because that's like in that the mountain where they carved Mount Rushmore into is like a sacred Native American mountain area. So it's like not much you can do to like kind of like make it worse, in my opinion. So I'm just kind of like,
yeah,
put Trump on there. It'd be hilarious. It's just kind of like, it would be a nice kind of like bow on the end of the American Empire. Just putting Trump on Mount Rushmore. It's perfect. It's a chef's kiss.
We've taken control.
Oh yeah.
Damn it, we've lost the lead.
Ooh, it's close.
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
Where are you trying to get your marksman shots from?
I'm just running and gunning with it.
Running, dude, no, stop. What are you doing?
No.
No, come on, get to the hallway, man. Over here, you get over here. Right. Get to this hallway right now. The corridor is where you will get your marksman kills and get them quick.
Right.
Running and gunning with a marksman is silly business, brother.
Back.
Yeah, you get to the second floor if you're on this side. Or if you're on the other side, you get on that roof and you get some murdering done. Which marksman are you using? You're not using the SWAT on burst, are you? For fuck's sake.
Yes, I am.
Oh my God! What are you doing? You're running, gunning with the SWAT on burst. Dude, are you? Speaking of masochism,
a masochist. Is it not? Is a burst not an option? I mean, did not have an unburst as an option?
Yes, there is absolutely a non-burst option. Just click the.
Oh shit.
You click your directional pad to the left, and it will turn it on to single shot, semi-auto, which is the only way to use that gun. I'm sorry, sir. All burst is bullshit. I am not a fan of burst.
You hate the burst.
I hate burst more than anything.
Enemy shooter.
See what I just got double killed the sniper. Fuck burst.
Come on, where did that spring mine come from?
The enemy of my enemy is my bro.
My Ninja Turtle just said, the enemy of my enemy is my bro.
What did it say?
The enemy of my enemy is my bro.
Tactical incoming.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a Ninja Turtle-ism.
Yeah, definitely Ninja Turtle-ism. After like, pizza's awesome. Oh, bunga. Enemy of my enemy is my bro. I'm like on their spawn. How are we still? This is Team Deathmatch.
Tactical incoming.
There might be a night that when we play, I might just put it on overdrive and overdrive only.
You might put it on what?
Overdrive. It's that mode where you score based on medals and you can see enemies that when you get a kill, you see them for a second through the balls.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just have that mode fucking activated.
RCXD maneuvering.
Deploying RCXD.
Finally got my RXC.
I'm like a huge fan of anything that helps you, like, visually. Like, do you remember that perk from Vanguard where, like, if you would shoot some, you know, because they had that suppression kind of mechanic in Vanguard where if someone was shooting near you, like, the bullet flying by you will kind of mess with your visuals. There was that perk that, like, if you, were suppressing someone, like, they would start glowing red. You can see them through walls and smoke and shit.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what that was called.
You liked it?
Oh, I loved it. That was great. I didn't use it all the time. Particularly towards the... Like when it first unlocked it. It was great. Anything that helps visual... I mean, just because, like, it... Like, this is a video game. Can we please see what we're shooting at? It seems... This isn't real life, man. Like, it shouldn't be so difficult to... At certain times. there should be as much visual like assistance as possible, in my opinion. And necessarily like stuff to help you, you know, aim or stuff like that. But like, damn it, can we see? This doesn't seem fair.
Come on, dude. Fuck you. Oh.
Lock this door.
No medals for second place. Crush those dirtbags.
Ah, shit. Game.
You fall behind. Operating RCXD.
Shit. This one. Oh, dude. Oh, no. Oh, God.
Oh, brutal.
Go dark. We'll pick you up later.
You're still in the top 3, dude. I have to look at this. I don't know what it is, man. When you and I play together, especially lately, I'm just in the dog shit. Cheater.
You fucking blind. They shoot you. You shoot them back. What's so fucking on?
Dude, that, I don't know if you heard this on the kill cam, but he like dropped the F-bomb like twice. Just in that one kill cam.
Who dropped the F-bomb?
I think it was his skin.
The,
or it was something like pride.
Oh.
I mean, no, it sounded like
not the narrator, the character, you mean?
Yeah, what was his face? The damn it, I can never get these names straight in Call of
Duty. The guy was in the...
What's the other? Black Ops. He was the announcer through the whole game.
No, I played. Yeah, I played the campaign.
Woods.
I can't
Woods.
Woods.
God damn it. All right, where you at?
I got 1 score streak kills. I need 4 more, and I got 40 of 50 marksman.
Oh, so you're getting close on that. All right, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go
Closer.
use this bathroom and I can roll. 2 seconds.
Okay. Yep.
And back.
All right. I gotta get this done.
Let's jump right in. Would you ever how do you feel about trying gunfight sometime, possibly? It's the 2v2, no respawns, get a random gun.
Yeah, gunfights are. I do. I haven't done it recently, but when I've done them,
never
they're
done
fun.
I've never.
What?
No, never.
Never
I've
done it?
watched it on YouTube a
Come on.
billion times, and I'm super entertained by it. But like, it's a hardcore mode, bro. It's the real deal. Like that's why I haven't jumped into it. I haven't jumped into Rainbow Six Siege like you have, because it's so goddamn hardcore. Yeah, it's like so. Like,
yeah,
if I'm gonna go
game,
in there, that's why I'm asking, man. I don't want to go in there alone. It's scary.
Hey, can you hit up Nuketown for me?
Oh, sure. Let me get us out of here. Oh, shit. John, hello? You there? Hello? Hello? Thought I heard something. Hello? Hello? Okay, I'm out. Bye.